how true that is, because a bad day in America still beats most good days in South America.
Depends. If they're on
Depends.
Skid Row, if you force them to be on Skid Row, I don't know. I don't know if that's the best
Nah,
thing.
Skid Row in Los Angeles versus Skid Row in, say, Caracas, bro. Are you really want to compare the
Yeah,
two?
but I
Nah,
mean,
I'll take that
you're
one.
saying that
Take
I'm
the
not
one for
comparing the two,
Caracas.
but say like some parts of Honduras or whatever, it ain't that bad.
Yo, take
Okay,
Caracas.
maybe.
I'll take the what's next from Caracas and put him right there on Kensington Street in Philadelphia.
Well, just real quick, like, has anybody seen Trump's
Yeah, Philadelphia had a portal to hell open up too on that one street.
That's what I said, Kensington Street. I know
I
exactly
mean,
what I'm
a
talking
lot
about.
of portals opening up on East Coast, man. Oh, that's why I'm called being
Hey.
hood, man. See, that's the reason, man. You kind of need to move to Chicago with all that because you was rolling real good on
Hey, Dave, you stepped on Andre, man.
But then you start to see
he's a Canadian, so he doesn't matter.
Everything, man. You're a coalition.
fuck you, Kakisha.
Now, I'd rather be Caucasian than a Canadian. That's still
Andre.
I mean, that's kind of true. Though. I'm sorry.
Who's Canadian?
Jump back in there, Andre.
Yeah. I was asking if anybody.
Tell us about the rainbow Nazi up there.
He needs to go. I voted for him to go, and he's still here. But like I was asking if anybody's seen Trump's stream yesterday. Like he did a couple streams yesterday.
I didn't. I heard about it like this morning, but I had no idea.
I didn't even know he had a YouTube channel until like a week ago.
Wait, he got a YouTube channel?
Yeah, they canceled during the last election or whatever. You got to have a channel to run ads.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to Abiola on that 10 euros.
He doesn't have a live chat for his YouTube channel, but he has a YouTube channel. But basically, he was saying yesterday that apparently like all these like especially Venezuelans, he was saying that like 13,000 of them are people convicted of like commies, right?
Oh, you talking about the report that came out? You talking about the report that came out? Oh, he was talking about the report that came out. Yeah, like the numbers are astounding, man. You talking about?
He said 13,000 of them were like convicted, like of like
murder.
Commies.
Thank you, Ariola.
I'm not trying to go into detail, but like
Ariola.
I mean, Abiola.
Abiola. Dave, you need to mute up more.
Abiola goes to fucking Chicago and finds you and bitch slaps the hell out of you for calling him Ariola.
And Andre, you need to buy an American mic. I figured out the problem. All this time, I had no idea you were on a Canadian mic, and that's why we're having these issues.
Yeah.
You need to get that full chested American microphone. Well, I'm gonna come back to you in a second.
Yeah, you sound too much.
I'm gonna come back to you in a second, Dre.
Yeah,
I'm gonna come back to you in a hot second, bro. Chill. Stop fucking with my Canadian homie. But
yeah,
I want to go to the video. Shout out to Freeman's Journal though. I actually had this. I saw this video pop up earlier, and I wanted to comment on this. And I'm glad you reminded me, Freeman. So in Pennsylvania, they're having an immigrant takeover problem too, and this is why I'm talking about. And we'll see. This is why I'm talking about the mass deportations, honestly, because I'm not a monster, bro. I'm just ahead of the curve. There is no haphazard way out of this. You have to send them all home in giant batches, bro. The boat that you leave on is going to be way better than the boat that you got here on, is all I'm saying.
I think they should have to leave in the same boat they came in.
No, that boat was like a one-way. It was a single-use Haitian craft. It wasn't made for a return trip.
Now, as a libertarian
right
on
to
this
the border
panel,
and kick them.
Right to the border and kick them.
Now, Hood, since you are conservative,
hold on, Mr. O. Mr. O, you were saying, Mr. O?
I was saying, as a libertarian on this on this panel, you know what I'm saying? I'm like a moderate contrarian to a degree. I only ride off of logic and common sense. I mean, I can't speak for the other 99.9% of the population with their rhetoric, but some of us libertarians try to stay in the middle. So with this mass deportation, I get that these normie conformies want free, cheap slave labor disguised as an immigration problem, you know what I'm saying, to curb our so-called shortness in the workforce. But send them to places like Pennsylvania, Like what the fuck is in Pennsylvania?
It's all to check. Exactly what the numbers.
Hold on. Let me talk to Mr. O for just a minute. There's something you said here. Something you said I want to focus on, Mr. O. You said, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm just going to condense a little part of what you said. You linked your libertarianism, and then you said that you try to be in the middle. Is that correct, sir, Mr. O?
I try to hear both arguments from the liberal and the conservative. I lean more to the conservative because you actually got good more logic and common sense versus them liberal assholes over there with their all the isms and near divergent mindsets. But sometimes they do. Sometimes a clock is right twice a day, a broken one. That's how
Let me tell you why that jumped out in my mind, and it's not a wrong. It's not a wrong per se. Like I don't think it's you saying something wrong, but you highlighted something I think I want to talk about.
I got
the middle is never a target. You understand that, right?
Yes.
Whether you're hunting, you don't shoot an animal in the middle of the body. You aim for just below the head or something. Like if you want a trophy, you shoot them in the neck. You don't really aim for the middle, right? Now
you're aiming for the heart for a trophy shot.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. For the trophy, right? And I get because the heart from the front. I understand that. I think the idea that I'm trying to make is like from a political standpoint, there isn't necessarily truth in the middle. You should aim for truth. If the truth happens to be in the middle of two polar positions, so be it. But aiming for the middle is to seek a falsehood, I think. I think you should always aim for I think you should always aim for truth. And if truth lands where it lands, so be it. But go ahead, Snowman.
I was just going to say, can't two polar positions, though, have a bit of truth that can be found in the middle of their ideology?
No, that is a thing. That is a thing you may determine. All I'm saying is aiming for the middle in and of itself troubles me. So when I heard him say that, I started thinking, I think aiming for the middle is problematic. We shouldn't aim for the middle. If you land in the middle, so be it, but aim for the truth. The truth isn't particular to the middle of any struggle.
Right.
Okay, I get where Hood trying to come from. See, he taking a position like I'm just gonna be a fence sitter and I'm just gonna tiptoe. Like no. I already said before, I lean more towards conservative. Like I'll go ahead and kick my legs over to the conservative side. But if the liberals actually come up with something that's congruent, actually logical, and that actually could play out in reality, I might actually give them a listen. But no, not wholeheartedly. I'm gonna agree with them. I just want to hear them out.
Libertarians are too much like hippies, though.
No,
I'm not trying to pick at the libertarian position. I just, like I said, I heard you say, aiming for the middle of an argument, and something about it I took issue with, and I had to talk it through. Yeah, aiming for the middle isn't aiming for truth.
One other thing that he brought up that I thought was interesting too is when he brought up the fact that they're dropping them off in all these like Midwestern states like Pennsylvania, Michigan, Ohio. And what's interesting about that is the states that they're dropping them off in, if you look at it, economically, they've been pretty much decimated since the NAFTA thing. It's kind of wild that they're dropping all these illegals and all these mass, numbers of immigrants in places where they're already having issues with having any kind of real job, wealth, or revenue coming into the state.
Yeah,
that's a great intro.
So they put pressure on the bottom.
Let me say this. I'm gonna give it to you guys one last second, and then we're gonna get to the clip. But I want us to review. Immigrants are taking over Pennsylvania now. Everyone here is freaking out. This is a video by Nick Johnson, another on the ground series of interviews in Pennsylvania. All right, one last round of commentary, and then we're gonna go to the video.
No, look at Dig Thug. Go highlight Dig Thug comment.
that is kind of funny, like what Dig Thug said. But I mean, the biggest thing is that they're doing this, man, to jack with the numbers, because most of those places or whatever, like they basically been ceded to Democrats, and a la flyover country. Even Hillary Clinton last week, pretty much doubling down on the deplorable thing. And I'm like, are y'all trying to lose the election?
Wait a minute, did you say Allah?
I said Allah.
The French word, not the Arabic word.
Yes.
Jesus Christ, Dave.
One more time, Dave. I'm gonna send that damn $10, man.
Watching NFL.
No, it's 20. You said 20. Hood.
You don't need that work.
$20, 30 minutes.
Job. You don't want to do it? I'll do it.
Yep. That's a Haitian migrant calling us out, saying it's our own fault he's in Pennsylvania. That was wow. I don't even know where to start with this report, but that seemed like a good way to get your attention. So in case you're not aware, migrants from the poorest countries in the world are entering our country with mysterious large sums of money, and they're overwhelming our small towns. And it's getting worse. And it's coming to your small town too, if you vote to keep the borders open. This is little Charleroi, Pennsylvania. So I came up here to follow up on a report that I did in Springfield, Ohio the week before. After I talked to residents there about their Haitian invasion, a lot of people reached out to me from Pennsylvania. They said, Nick, it's happening over here too. So I thought, okay, let me pack my stuff and go up there and see what's going on. And what the damn hell, y'all? I think I stumbled into a future Netflix docu-series. But before I even get to the residents here are pissed off part, or the this is the future of our country part, I need to tell you about all the drama here. And it is deep and it is scary. I guess when you come to a small town to figure out what's going on, it's all about who you talk to. I think I talked to the right people. So Charleroi is a teeny little town in southwestern Pennsylvania. The place looks no different than it does in a lot of the Appalachia region. It's a crumbling town that's seen far better days. 40 years ago, the whole area here was still booming with steel and coal. But the last 20 years has been especially rough here. Busy.
So Southwest Pennsylvania is damn near the Midwest, right? So the Midwest kind of starts with Ohio. And so it's like they're kind of dumping all of these immigrants into America's quote-unquote heartland.
I object. It's really just Chicago and then the rest of the Midwest.
Well, I mean, this is happening under the cover of night, though. Most people aren't covering this, Dave. So, like, people are they're flying to these little small ass towns, man. I'm talking about like small ass populations. And say if you inject 5,000 people in a town of 20,000, you could do a lot of harm.
That actually changes the culture and the demographic of the population and area quite drastically overnight.
Because think about it this way, right? The amount of people that are getting flowed in alone, the sheer numbers, they can't just do the large cities. There's no way for them to do that. So what they're going to do is they're going to fly them into these small towns as well, or bus them into these small towns after flying them into the interior of the country to change the whole dynamics of these electoral maps, if you will. That's just one thing that it'll do.
Businesses have closed, people have moved away, and drugs have taken hold. There's 4,000 people left, and the place looks nothing like it did before. Back then, people told me it looked like the type of town you saw in A Christmas Story or It's a Wonderful Life.
You know, in the grand scheme of things, it feels like a long series of controlled events, right?
It is.
So we build up these little heartland towns with major manufacturing centers, right? So America, around the end of World War II, because of World War II, we were the biggest thing left standing. So most of the dynamism and the economic activity was centered in America. We became the world's production center for a while, especially when it came to like the big ticket items, you know, cars and manufactured products, steel and whatnot. And so we become a big production center, right? And then for reasons purely related to money and financial motivations, and then now we're maybe finding out other incentives that, you know, that come years later. But for at the time, what seemed like reasons, nothing but money, we move these we move these production centers offshore, right? And this was the beginning of the hollowing out of America, where a lot of our production capabilities get handed over to developing nations. And so we start to shift to what they call the service economy, where, or the gig economy, what people have right now. But basically, we don't make stuff anymore. And so now you have this town that was built on America's capacity to make things, and they've hollowed it out. And now the solution is to bring in non-Americans to, quote, make things. It all feels kind of weird and odd when you start to big picture the whole thing, but maybe I'm just tripping. What do you guys say?
Well, if you want to be able to still have some kind of revenue in a once first world nation, now third world nation, what do? You bring in a bunch of third world morons that sit and think we're idiots because we have these nice houses and big yards and multiple cars and all this stuff that they wish they had. We're claiming we're poor having all that, and they're sitting there saying, if you guys only knew what poor really was.
Hey, I'm also with Freeman.
Or if you want to turn a first world nation into a third world nation, you just import unlimited third world people.
Right? Yep. They're going to come in, and to them, it's business as usual.
Well, I mean, like you're also making
and they still have the positive of living in America, where even though they're poor, they're still not poor and in Guatemala or poor and in Honduras or poor and in Haiti.
Well, so it's easier to make a second or third class citizen that's coming up to a possible like life upgrade and standard, because the standard is not going to be like bad. But eventually, you'll have the same issues you'll have in Sweden, where people will see the other people after being born here, maybe 1 to 2 generations, and then they'll start like actually getting angry. But I'm with Freedman's in the chat. If anything, if you have a job that's not going to make X amount of dollars, immediately like eliminate the federal loan guarantee for that job, because economically it doesn't make any sense. So like you're gonna be a social worker and you got to get $80,000 worth of debt, and your job only pays 30 grand a year. What caps out about maybe in the 40s, like the low 40s. Hey, guess what? You can't get no loan for this. You're gonna have to work it. You're gonna have to figure it out.
So in the place of coal and steel, some manufacturing and processing plants have moved in. But as these processing plants grew, they say it was harder to make a profit by paying Americans a fair wage. So migrants began coming in here to work for cheap. Same stuff I heard over in Springfield. Haitians are here to fill jobs. And then they brought their friends and family in, and before too long, they were everywhere. Now, this is where a little Charleroi is different than Springfield. I heard all sorts of juicy stuff that's pretty scary about how these Haitians wound up in this small town. I heard about corruption, fake documents, nonprofits, human trafficking, slave labor, backdoor deals, look the other way, and organized crime. And I was like, what?
Yeah, these are all the ingredients to our illegal immigration crisis. Organized crime, backdoor profits, international nonprofit agencies, local corruption.
So what? Are they saying that capitalism is not the problem, but it's never mind. Go ahead.
Well, no, that's literally an argument I had. This was years ago at this point, but I was over with BGS and Art Nostalgia and on Arts Channel, and I had this exact conversation. It was they were talking about all the ills of capitalism, and I'm like, bro, you realize you're describing corruption, right?
Hey,
capitalism.
My bad, Hood. Not to mention the NGOs are basically like getting them in the country, and then they got like these shell companies or whatever that are profiting off the contracts. Hell, Mr. O, I know you probably know about it. Like I know Dirty Folks has talked about it. People getting the contracts in Chicago to feed the people.
This is all levels of corruption. I mean, actually, I know somebody personally who they got like a little cushy security job working at some migrant shelter, like just sitting there all day counting. They just do head counts all day. They don't stop anything. They just sit there. They count them as they come in. They count them if they leave. That's it. And it's like a giant scam going on for a lot of people just making money, you know, milking the system. And the system says, well, we're going to bring these immigrants in. And so people are like, all right, well, let me figure out how to get my check off that. And the thing is, though, I was having this argument with BGS and them, and they start naming all these little problems like that. And I'm like, bro, you're describing corruption and blaming capitalism for corruption. Capitalism and corruption are maybe inseparable because corruption is just part of the human spirit. But at the same time, capitalism as a concept isn't the problem. People are corrupt.
Yeah, there you go. And then also too, right? Say in California, I looked it up years ago because we were having a discussion with some cats and like one of the dudes worked for a California legislator. This dude creates a job, 250 grand a year, right? Then off of this cottage industry, you know, to solve this homelessness problem, other jobs spin off from that. Now you got like, you know, say 20 250 grand a year jobs. You know what I'm saying? Like if you solve the problem, wouldn't that get rid of your job? I mean, you're creating this stuff with these government agencies and all this stuff where
It
people
would.
are benefiting off of this
It
stuff.
would. I'm sorry to cut y'all. I just caught something. Just like popped up late, and then I realized it's been a minute. But Freeman's Journal just made the $20 Dave donation.
That's what I'm talking about, boy. People know my worth.
See you, retard.
Peace out.
Dave, it is 3:35. You have 20 minutes to return.
No, 30.
So
30.
30 minutes. 30 minutes. It is 3:35. So 4:05 is all you, bro.
You was about to turn into a typical Negro and screw Freedman's Journal out of what he paid for.
I was, bro. I was. That's why they criticize doing business with black people, bro. It's always shoddy customer service, man.
Yeah, but man, that one just fell through the cracks.
By the way.
That just fell through the cracks, though.
He was trying to give you a faulty product, sir.
I acknowledge my shoddy customer service, but at that point, I kicked the floor to you, bro. What's going on, Freeman?
Hey, everything good, man. I just wanted to elaborate on what you're talking about earlier. Like, this is a plan, right? This is a plan, right? The NGOs are doing this on purpose, right? And the people in these towns, right, are doing it on purpose. The local chamber of commerce, the local employer, the local politicians are all in on it.
What are NGOs? That just so I know.
Non-governmental organizations, or
like they are literally in Haiti organizing people to get them over here, and they're doing it with the help of the federal government. The Border Patrol has a freaking app they're using, right?
Hood had a picture of it earlier. Hey, check this out. Check this out. This just popped up on my radar, man. An Oregon mom and daughter just got indicted on trafficking Haitians to indentured servitude at adult care home.
Wow.
Go figure.
Listen, shout out to Haitian slavery. I'm almost not mad at that. You get what you fucking deserve.
Dirty was here. He'd be capitalizing on that.
And this is all happening after that fake black bitch went down to the damn border, act like she was doing her job, despite she ain't been down there 3.5 years, and she's trying. And the people, the border patrol called her goofy ass out, saying that like she was only here for a couple of hours and she didn't even give us no fucking raise. Fuck this bitch.
And look, this is a long-term strategy, right? This did not happen yesterday. It didn't happen with Kamala. It didn't happen with Biden. You know, Rush Limbaugh, peace be upon him, in his show, he had when under Obama's admin, they had the Central American crisis, right? So he was able to go back and look up the advertisement from the federal government for bus transportation, right? The government was soliciting bids for bus transportation because they knew they were going to ship them into the interior of America. Right. And this was 6 months prior before the quote unquote crisis started. This is a long-term plan. It has been going on for a long time. And the only hope you have is that Trump wins with enough authority to set it off and get rid of everybody. Because look, if they don't, the black lower class is toast. and I mean
the middle class altogether is
all
toast.
the way toast. No,
Well, it's not
No, the
it's not
middle
just the
class.
black lower class. Black people happen to
no.
dominate a lot of the lower class, but it's the lower
Yo,
class broadly speaking.
I mean the lower class. Well, the lower class blacks live in cities, though, right?
Yeah, that's
They are
a
they
huge
are
hit.
that
yeah.
is way different than my dollar doesn't go as far as it used to. Your free ride in a large city is done.
Well,
Now you have
Over.
to live next to poor whites
well, I'm
and
looking at it like this,
experience.
Friedman. If you
I,
got
No
yeah,
more money for you. It's lazy. You lazy. You lazy. No more money for you.
Angry Snowman. Before you go, hey, look, I literally live in Inglewood, right? I think I told this y'all on the last panel. I have the poor whites and Venezuelans and the poor blacks in my neighborhood, literally on my block. Now, 10 years ago, it was all black. Now I have poor trailer park trash white people and Venezuelans that
man, that's
lives on my
crazy having a
block,
bunch of properties that look like junkyards in the hood.
That's
bro.
why I said, listen, black folk, we got to get with this Sons of America shit, man. Don't nobody love us but us, and white folk is us too, bro.
I don't love
Well,
y'all.
look to
Y'all
what
cool,
Friedman
but I know y'all, but I don't love y'all.
to what Friedman was saying though earlier. If you got a bunch of illegal immigrants coming in, and they're coming in being welcomed in by the government with these tens and $20,000 and $100,000 checks, what do you think that's going to do to the middle class? Because now they have the capital to be able to start their own businesses and literally put middle class America right out of business.
Not just like
And
that. It's a
not
hidden
only that,
tax.
they will politically disenfranchise black and white America. That's what's really happening right now. That's what all this money amounts to. You are being politically disenfranchised, and because it's allegedly legal, it's perfectly fine. We can rob you of your children's future. We can rob you of your American legacy because it's fucking legal.
Look,
And honestly, legalities like this are why America is America in the first place. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't let a king do this shit to us. Why would we let a president and some billionaire faggots do this to us?
What
Hood,
he,
and to that now one of the new arguments that they're having with Kamala being nominated as the Democratic nominee. Have you heard the new argument that the DNC and the RNC are now private corporations and they can do what they
What?
want?
look at that.
What?
They've
Now,
always been such.
they've always been such, but they
Right.
have to admit
But
it now because so many people are like
what I'm
talking about
saying
for
is,
the people and all that stuff.
no, what I'm saying is if you listen to people that usually are trying to counter any argument that we might have or try and throw at them about what's going on politically, that this is a new argument they're throwing out just to try and make heads or tails of how they got screwed over and legitimize it.
No. This is them actually admitting, like, because the mask slipped.
No, I'm talking, dude, you're talking about the actual DNC itself. I'm talking about the people, the constituents, us.
Yes. Go on.
Yeah, but
Go
I
on,
mean,
Snowman.
it's like the Federal Reserve, man. It's not an actual like a
You're
a government agency.
no shit.
We know this, but I'm saying like the mask is slipped, and then they're not hiding it anymore though. There's operatives that say this some of this stuff as well. They'll say this stuff on CNN like live, and you'd be like, "Oh wow, I can't believe they just admitted to that."
Mm-mm-mm. That's crazy.
I'm just going to concede because I
Hey,
don't know exactly how to get my point across for you to understand what I'm saying.
it's a crazy time
I get
going
you
on in
after the fact,
Congress.
but I'm saying I have heard some of this stuff on the mainstream media. It's also in the white pages, and if you look at some of this WEF documents, and this is probably like a 30 to 50 year plan, because like they got multi pages of stuff that tell you what's going on right now. This is just a plan that's implemented to perfection in some ways.
I want to get back to the clip, man, because this is a long clip. We're going to be talking about this for a while.
Look, I didn't sign up for all of that. I'm not that guy. I'm not a documentary filmmaker or an investigative reporter. Plus, I don't want a bullet in my head. So I'm not going down that road. I just came up here to talk about how a town's been changed by immigration and make another case that we need to close the border. That's all. But one thing everybody here agrees on is one day, a few years ago, 3 big unmarked buses showed up in town filled with Haitians, all dressed nicely with matching luggage and money to spend. And they immediately went to work at a factory in town. Of all the things I heard about, one thing I will talk about is greed. There's people in town here who are making a lot of money on the backs of these Haitians.
I'm going to say something at the risk of sounding like a, dare I say, a white supremacist.
This makes Jim Crow look like Jim Eagle.
I'm rooting for you, Hood. I'm rooting for you.
At the risk of, sounding like a white supremacist, I got to tell you. And then also in my recent years driving around and dropping off, because as a truck driver, driving up and down the East Coast and passing through and stopping in a lot of small towns, I got to tell you, one of the things I noticed about a lot of small towns in America on the East Coast, I don't know how far this spreads. I know it's an East Coast thing. You'll see a lot of towns with the little banners on the light post with their local town heroes who died in combat, like their military veterans going back from like World War II up until recently. And I just noticed this, and so every town has their own local heroes, so every flag is literally different, right? And so I noticed these little things, and these little towns with like little American flags hanging out most of the front lawns or on the most of the houses or whatever. And I like these places. These are like little small town heartland America. It's mostly white people. There's a handful of black people here and there, but it's mostly little white towns in America. And I kind of like these towns as I pass through and I visit them here and there. And I got to tell you, there's something visually jarring about seeing a bunch of just random Haitians just hanging about, just lounging about small town America.
It's out of place.
It does feel so out of place. And again, it's not the blackness of it all, it's the foreignness of their blackness, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does.
You niggas don't belong here. We got our own niggas, and you're not one of us.
You don't see us rotisserie, a husky over an open fire in our backyard.
Yeah, that wasn't black culture until you got here. Now, because you guys are black, all of a sudden that has to be black culture now. And I reject all of that shit.
See, Hood, that's the thing is, if you notice, it's only the left that's pushing that's black culture now. Nobody from the right or anybody that's actually saying anything about what's going on with these illegal immigrants is saying that that's black culture. Nobody, except for the left.
In fact, you're actually called racist if you actually admit that, hey, some people are saying that, this stuff is happening or that stuff is happening. You're like, you're racist, but you're calling all black people or people of dark skin black. And we're like, wait, hold on. There has to be a delineation. There has to. You can't just put everybody in one. People of color. Like, I hate shit like that, man.
I was gonna say the sneak 2008. Just click the StreamYard link and drop the video in the back chat, bro.
Look, True Hype, you're gonna have to get your women in charge of that because they're the ones that started saying that all black people are.
Man, I was just about to say that.
Everybody, I got a question.
Go ahead.
First of all, what's up, everybody? What's up, Hood?
What up?
So I listened to the whole stream.
Black Socrates, right?
Yeah, Black Socrates. Like, I'm 100% for border control. Obviously, we should know who's coming to the country. But as someone who has a wide experience with working in this country in different fields, especially construction, I have a conundrum. So here's the question. If we really truly deported everyone who is not native born American, how would, and I know you touched on this before, Hood, you say that Americans not willing to take certain jobs. As someone who's traveled across this country and worked in various fields, I'm going to have to say that might be the case. In fact, there was a... Go ahead.
Finish your introduction, Black Socrates.
Sure. that in many places, like right now, I'm in Pennsylvania, something called the Rust Belt. You have countless native-born Americans, both white and black, who have no interest in working hard, getting skills. They're on what's called SSI, which is Social Security Disability Insurance, and just posting up. When I travel to Texas, it's a similar situation. When I travel to Georgia, similar situation. Utah, Arizona, North Carolina, South Carolina. No matter where I go, all you see is Hispanics or Mexicans, migrants who are really working these jobs. Now, that's not to say that they're not causing problems too, but my question is, if you were to get rid of them, who's going to do the landscaping? Who's going to do the construction? I just did a roof job this week. They did it in 48 hours, man. And the only two guys who were white on the team were just sitting around, just watching the Mexicans work.
I want to take a stab at that. Hold on, Snowman. Hold on, Snowman. I want to take a stab at that. I'm going to take a stab at that. I'll give it to you next. I'm going to take a stab at that before I open up the floor to everyone else's answer. And I'll say this. The short-term problem is going to be tough, but in the long term, I think the solution that you have to face the solution in a longer term sense. So we'll sacrifice the short term discomfort. That means certain things won't get done right away. It is what it is. Disruptions will be had, and I'm just putting that out there as an acceptance of pain. Now, that being said, it is not in the national interest to solve these social personnel problems by inviting foreign personnel to displace the current social population that we have. You are only creating a giant social problem, and you're not necessarily solving all of the the personnel problem. And so I think it's an issue of on the shorthand, obviously, totally acknowledging the short-term interest, right? But that is the problem in and of itself. People who have sacrificed their interest in America, in the well-being of the American worker, are now taking that compromised American worker and saying, look, after all I've taken away from you, I can't possibly make you into a good employee. The only other solution is to replace you with these other employees. You understand the concept of a scab?
100%. Listen, yes, absolutely, and I understand that. I also don't even blame Americans. Like, there's a report right now about how Americans ages from like 19 to 35 are like out of the job market. A great percentage of them, and they're asking why. I don't even knock them. The thing is that we have certain cultural, political problems. Obviously, feminism. Obviously, a gay bureaucracy that pushes gayness and gay agenda, a corrupt government, high taxation, and an inability to make a wage and actually take care of a family. You can't make a wage to take care of a family.
That? You know what easily solves that or eliminates those problems? Those are
cutting the government in half and raising interest rates.
Well, that too, but hunger. If you're hungry enough, guess what? You can't sit up here and scoff your nose down at all this other stuff.
Well, if I can,
okay, fair enough.
If I can, what I was going to say to this is what it would end up doing if we had a mass deportation is it would actually end up forcing a lot of these. And I worked construction for a lot of years too, so I know where you're coming from, Black Socrates. What it would end up doing is it ended up forcing a lot of these big corporations, these companies and construction companies too, because they're notorious for it, to actually pay people what they're worth instead of underpaying, which in essence would actually, that people would actually start getting their money's worth as well when it comes to houses and shit like that.
Hey, also too, you can point to the recent. Hey, real quick, Socrates. You can point to the recent Tyson Foods lawsuit where they fired all the black workers to hire immigrants so they can pay them less. And then
I completely happening. I understand how it's happening. I'm very aware of that. But here's my issue. I don't know.
We're losing you, Socrates.
Yeah, he's boring.
Okay, hello, do you hear me now?
No, you're kind of having some issues right now, Socrates. Start over.
Okay, I'm in the boondocks. Hello? Yeah. Can you guys hear me now?
Good. Start over.
I said that I'm fully aware.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it ain't happening.
Man, that sucks, man, because I really want to hear what he has to say.
You got to drive into the big city, Socrates. You can't do the Boondocks Wi-Fi. It's not working for you.
I'm just saying with the mass deportation, though, it's again, I believe that it'll drive if they're gone. And look, you got to look at it like this: a lot of these people and companies that benefit from this mass illegal immigration problem, they're doing it because hiring these people, paying them less, and then having to pay the fucking fines of the federal government for them are still less than if they hired Americans.
Right. Let's get back to this clip.
One day, people woke up and hundreds of Haitians just showed up, and then eventually it became thousands. And this is a town of about 4,200 people. Within a few months, over 2,000 Haitians came. And the question is, how'd they get here? Where'd they come from? We don't know the exact answer. The best we can get is that there are NGOs that go out and recruit these people. Okay, the federal government pays for all of this. Shit, we're gonna get a train. The federal government pays for all of this. All right, and then they team them up with employers who then dump them into towns all throughout Pennsylvania. So your tax dollars paid for the 2,000 plus Haitians just to show up.
Our tax money is paying for Haitians to displace American workers. It's really that simple. I mean, we could add other elements and layers to it, but it's really as simple as self-interest combined with an anti-American spirit. You really must hate us to do this to us.
Remember, now I think you in Sub-Zero chat earlier, you know what I'm saying, when him and Sir Tyson was talking to a very low IQ individual.
That dude was crazy.
Bro, I'm doing a show on that later because you can't make this shit up. Them type of niggas that vote on Democrat or have that type of ideology will tell you that this is not happening. Like with the Republicans and other people are just making this shit up.
Well, what will you expect from known liars, thieves, and rapists? I'm talking about
okay, so now that you know the backstory and understand how deep this goes, I can talk about the real reason I came up here. How little old Charleroi has been affected by this migrant invasion. There's traffic accidents here. The schools and hospitals are overwhelmed. People are mad. They're worried. They're frustrated. A town of 4,000 people now has an estimated 2,500 Haitians in town, and more are coming all the time. They're even talking about making
a town of 4,000 people now has 2,500 Haitians, bro. If they started a Klan welcome center in that town, I would totally forgive them. 2,500 Haitians.
Talk about a real reason to bring back sundown towns.
I mean, I listen. This whole town about to be sundown. I don't want to see none of you French speaking niggas after dark. I might have to shoot one of you niggas. Parlez-vous français, my ass.
Hey, here's a thing that, like, can you highlight Saint Nick's deal about the benefits and all that stuff for the corporations, big business? Like, the liberals used to be like honest, like as far as like they're pointing out a problem. Now, their prescriptions are what I used to have like a huge issue with on most things, like almost all things. But it's like they're not even being honest anymore. They basically want to tell you that, oh, none of this is happening, and it's like, yo, man, like, why are you lying? Like, people are actually in pain. You say you care for people, and you don't really care for these immigrants either, because guess what? Eventually that anger is going to get taken out on somebody. This is the kind of stuff that, like, that they used to make those old movies about.
Slick Rick says this is the same talk that northern white boys had when black men were moving out of the South and working for cheaper rates. I told y'all Snowman is a Keisha. No, I kind of reject that comparison, but I reject the Snowman as a Keisha, but at the same time, I actually looked at that comparison. I didn't know what we might get to that documentary today because I actually have located the what do you call it? The what's that? The Levittown documentary where the white people were complaining about the black people moving into their neighborhood. And I remember months ago, I actually commented on a clip from that where it was these three old white ladies. I call them the racist old ladies. They were sweet racist old ladies, by the way. I say racist with all warmth and affection, but they were racist old white ladies. But really, they were just like, I don't really have any particular feelings against the Negro, but I don't understand why they're all just trying to move here all of a sudden. I like my white neighborhood living around other white people, and I don't know why that has to change. Like that was the general sentiment of all those like sweet old racist ladies. And I understood that because it was a human sentiment. It wasn't really about them being white. It's, people prefer their own group. And knowing what I know, how that whole thing was, orchestrated, because Levittown was named after a guy named Levi, and Levi tends to the people named Levi tend to extend from the tribe of Levites, named after the book of Leviticus in the Bible. Do the knowledge, nigga, do the knowledge. All I'm saying is, once you learn all these extra things, I start to respect their grievance a little more.
Well, Hood, I would like to. Well, okay, so from my perspective, this is, it's going to take Reconstruction era racism, right? Because black people actually fought for their spot. Like Levittown is fine. That was in the 50s, but like 1870, 1880, 1890, right? The early 1900s, there were localized labor riots all over the place, right? Because black people were free and competing for jobs. So there were real fighting and real deaths that occurred to get that spot. And the fact that these people want to, black people, mind you, are sitting here wanting this to happen as if they'll somehow get more power if a bunch of immigrants seize control. Right? They're not. They get flushed down the toilet, and they're the first to go. So it's gonna take that something among other black people who aren't, hypnotized and say, look, this is our spot and we're not giving it up.
Yeah, but anybody on the ground though, they're pushing back. It's the people on TV or whatever that have those quote unquote black jobs, the professionals and the boulets, as some would call. Those are the ones that are trying to shovel this down regular people's throat.
Well, that's the weird thing about pro-blackness, right? It is a disarming function, or it has a disarming element baked into it, right? Because these people are black, even if you had dropped them off into a black neighborhood, there would be less resistance because they're black. They won't see it as an inherent invasive threat. They will just see it as, well, we got to do something for these black people. And that is kind of missing a huge point in and of itself. And it's like pro-blackness has kind of crippled black people. We're not spiritually on the proper footing to even see this threat properly, to defend against it properly. But back to the clip.
The road signs in French. But I couldn't find as many people here to speak out against the Haitians like I did over in Springfield. People here are afraid. Yeah, they told me that. I had an interview set to talk to some councilmen in town, and they all canceled at the last minute. One resident here told me she feared for her life, and she didn't want to talk to me. Then I was getting all these weird messages in town from people here. Stuff like, go home. This is too deep. You're at risk. One guy said, pay him $5,000 for 2 hours of his time, and he'd tell me everything. What? What is happening here in this place? This little town? Are you kidding me? but I found some people to talk to. So we're sitting here with Kevin. Kevin, how do you feel about what's been going on in Charleroi with all the immigrants in town?
It's a shame, man. They live better than we do. You know what I mean? They drive around in brand new pearl white BMWs. I mean, go up to any grocery store, you'll see them. They're just piled up with 3-4 buggies at a time. Who can afford to do that? I can't. I make a good living. You know what I mean? I can't afford to do that.
So where are they getting their money from?
From the government. It's all coming.
This really does sound like some good old fashioned 1920s racism. Look at that nigger riding around in a goddamn Model T. My pappy been working for years, and I've been working for years, and I ain't never gonna be able to drive me no Model T. This does sound like some good old fashioned classic 1920 racism, though.
Well, he's got that Model T on them big ass wooden spinner rims, dude. That's the problem.
I'm telling you, man, there were a lot of nice middle class black people in the Allegheny area back in the 20s and 40s. You can look up pictures. You'll see it.
I've seen it. I actually got a little piece on that I could play in a second. Black folk before the civil rights era, we had to get it from the mud, as they say, and we became quite good at that. You know, not everyone, but a lot of us, we carved out a middle class existence on our own, the way it's supposed to be.
And absolutely got it with guns and with fists.
It's funny how things change, isn't it? Now I'm the white supremacist. Like, if you don't get these colors up out of here, driving around in all these fancy cars, like, I feel him now. I identify in his classic white supremacism.
Yeah, but Hood, I understand, like, you know, the leaning into and kind of playing with that. But I'm like, what's white supremacist about being leery of military age men? Where you can look at other countries like France, for example, or Sweden with their issues, and you'd be like, okay, that's a precursor of what's going to happen here.
It's not from an objective standpoint, and really what I'm actually speaking to is a sense of pure nationalism that has no true racial like locus to it. It's a national thing, but I'm also understanding like the common black psyche. So they equate American nationalism to white supremacy, and I'm like, well, okay, look at me, I'm the white supremacist now.
That's because a lot of them that you're talking about think everything is white supremacy. They don't even know what white supremacy is. It's anything anti-black.
Well, I don't be like.
I mean, I have
with my racism. Fuck that. I'm like, y'all.
I have a working definition for proper white supremacy, but I don't want to get banned for anti-Semitism or nothing.
Your working white definition is totally, different compared to what the rest of the black community thinks what white supremacy is. I almost guarantee it.
Sure is.
From the government. They get food stamps, they get cash assistance, all that.
How has your town changed by having this many people here from another country?
It's not the same town. I mean, you can walk downtown and there's millions. Not millions. There's a lot of them. You know what I mean? You can't go a block without seeing probably 100 of them. I mean, just hanging out. They're walking in groups, all on a cell phone. I think I was talking to a counselor the other day. He said there's 83 pregnant women in this town.
So we literally ran kids out of the streets and told them they weren't allowed to solicit, so we could bust in a bunch of illegal immigrants and let them solicit.
Yep.
Crazy.
You borged, homie. What happened? You borged.
That was I heard him say it again. No, I heard him.
I said so. We literally banned kids from being able to stay outside and do things outside because of soliciting and loitering laws. But then we're going to bus in and fly in hundreds, if not thousands, of illegal immigrants to allow them to do the very thing that we told kids they can't do.
Yeah. No, and here's the thing. Got to take care of birthright citizenship too, right? That's why Trump has to win. So Clarence Thomas can be replaced by an equally prudent jurist.
Yeah, I think birthright citizenship seems to be a relic of our slave legacy, and we're so far removed from that. We don't really need laws to address our slave legacy anymore.
As a matter of fact, if that was on the books, then Kamala wouldn't be able to run.
or Barack Obama. Both of them motherfuckers.
Bro, I just was thinking about that the other night when I was talking about Candace Owens doing all this deep dive expose work on Kamala's background. And it's even shadier than where we left off, bro. It's darker. She actually may have a white grandmother. The whole thing's crazy. But
real quick, can I
shout
out
my
dude David Harvey? Thanks for the Cash App you sent, brother. Greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you to everybody who's been donating to the extra streams out there. I see you niggas stealing streams, but you know it's all good. I appreciate everybody donating to this stream right here. Dave. Oh shit, I do need to let you back up, Dave. Your time has been
only by 4 minutes. Only by 4 minutes.
Your time has elapsed. Dave actually dropped totally off the panel, but your death has been your death is expired, Dave. You can come back to life now.
Damn, that was short lived.
Yeah, we need
to respawn Dave.
Real Daves don't die. They respawn and multiply.
So he's literally like Bebe kids.
Wow.
But yeah, like I was saying, everybody, thank y'all for supporting all the streams out there going right now on this topic.
Everybody must eat. Everybody must eat. Everybody must eat. Everybody must eat. Yes.
I heard Meatball's knocked up, by the way. One of you niggas is terrible and disgusting, but you know, that's the nature of the jungle.
I mean, she got knocked up by a thirsty Otho. What you expect? It's Philly.
Hey man, them South Philly niggas ain't shit to mess around with, bro.
Hey, some dude said, "Get down and lay down."
People are upset.
Hey, I heard no Philly was where is that though.
We don't have anywhere else to go. This is our home. We didn't ask for this or consent to this. There's nothing we can really do. You're not allowed to complain. If you complain too much, you run the risk of getting sued. They've caused problems in our home. There's a strain on traffic. They're wrecking their vehicles. They don't have insurance. They're getting free vehicles somehow from somewhere. That's not explained to any of us.
I have lived here since the mid-'80s. And of course, there's been a progressive deterioration of the town. I mean, it used to be where you could go downtown for anything you needed. There was movies you could see. There was restaurants that you could go to, any choices. There were shops, lots of shops, shoe stores, and things of that sort. And I mean, it was nothing for our kids to run around, and we let them go, like if there was a group, and they could walk around, go down to the park and all those kinds of things. And that has drastically changed.
How has the immigration surge changed your town?
I think that every person that had the smallest amount of racism in them is booming out now.
Hallelujah. Look at that.
Wow.
Just out there, just open and out front with this shit.
Yes, I use nigga. I've used it. I admit it. I put the H on it to emphasize it's nigga. That, nigga this, nigga please, nigga. Can you lend a nigga a pencil? Niggers! Say, what the
What exactly did black people ever do? What did we do for white people to hate us so much? Like, I'm genuinely asking, what did we ever do to deserve anti-blackness in every single community?
I can tell you one thing.
We was balling too much.
You keep letting these foreign, hostile, invasive niggas blend in amongst you, act like they one of us. You keep letting these foreign niggas stand under your civil rights umbrella.
They need to stop letting these brick to the face bitches happen. For real, it's a bad look.
Just saying, don't let these new niggas stand under your civil rights umbrella. They're foreigners.
Hey, wasn't the brick lady a Haitian?
A Somalian.
No, she was like Somali.
Oh, okay.
Same thing. She wasn't an American black, so she doesn't matter.
Doesn't qualify, right? The white man said you non-American blacks don't matter, and I like that about him.
Actually, as a matter of fact, man, we should probably send her wherever she's from, because she a scammer, man.
I mean,
she
already used to getting hit with bricks, bro. She'll love Somalia.
Way things are going in town here, Keith.
Well, I have mixed feelings. I'm angry and I'm concerned. There's a lot of problems going on, and some are made up, and a lot of them nobody's even talking about. I'd like to see what is our government using our tax dollars for to aid the illegal immigrants, illegal aliens, whatever you want to call them. Maybe some of them have been here long enough that they have citizen status. But, it's like everything's in the dark. Everything should be full disclosure. We've been putting up with the government telling us one thing and then saying, oh, we were wrong. We were wrong about this, wrong about that. I won't get into things I want to talk about. But this all started in 2020. But the town there's too many people in town. I know one thing. The occupation for a house is way higher than the legal limit. The amount of accidents that have happened since this huge influx of the immigrants is unreal. I mean, how do you flip a car in the middle of town?
There have been a lot of people killed by car accidents.
General Dave, how come these Negro Empire remnants can't drive an American car? What's going on there, General
They're
Dave?
not the remnants.
What do you mean they're not? They're purebred Haitians.
No, bro. Let me explain this to you. You just keep going with the story. I don't want to sidetrack the conversation, man.
Please don't.
Okay, all right. I just wanted to welcome you back from the dead, Dave.
Yeah, I wanted to say also as a welcome back. This guy Snowman. He reminds me of you ever driven down the street on like a shitty pothole street in the middle of winter and the snow just slushing around and shit, and your muffler's all fucked up and the snow is like kind of like muddy snow. That's the type of snowman he is.
I take that as a compliment, Dave. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that's a good bar, Dave. Damn.
Absolutely, 110%. The fire department is inundated, car accidents, whatever. We don't have the resources in town to have all these people.
Why are they here? What's the reason?
I don't know. What
he
I can tell you. And
See,
again,
that's the question I was
all I
asking.
do is speculate, and it's
that's the one that brought him there.
Speculation. That's the type of motherfucker hired him.
One of the factory owners had an idea, and his idea was team up with the NGO, bring these people in, pay them we'll say $9 an hour, and maybe they get some kind of federal stipend. So the $9 an hour plus the federal stipend turns into a fairly decent lifestyle, especially if you're coming from Haiti. Which I was asked by NBC yesterday, aren't you offended that Trump referred to Haiti as a shithole nation? And I said, Haiti is a disaster. I believe the leader of Haiti, his nickname is Barbecue, and it's not for a good reason. Okay. Yes, the lifestyle can be very nice. Now, what happens is they'll stay here, working at that. Eventually, though, these people, they are industrious. They do work. It's not like they don't work. They then will go and try and get a job at Target. We have a Target close by our Walmart, and the Target actually pays well. And so the worry then is, I'm losing a worker to Target or Walmart, and they bring more up. As far as swinging the vote goes, I don't know the answer to that. What I can tell you is that this was a Democratic county for the last 60, 75 years. All right. 8 years ago, for the first time ever, we won the county as Republicans. And I was one of the people that helped engineer that victory. Now we are at plus, I want to say 15,000. The Democrats will never control Washington County ever again. Now,
listen, you talking a real big for a nigga who just had 2,500 Haitians dropped in your town.
Right.
That's a lot of gangster talk, bro. Is all I'm saying. I fuck with you. I feel your pain, but you got a lot of Haitians about to vote, and then Haitians gonna have more babies than you white people, because quiet as kept. The Browns love to fuck.
Gerald, to answer your question, the bounty price is $20 for 30 minutes.
Come on, man. You want to turn me into a fucking 10-star, goddammit, all 5 super star APB alert, Negro.
I'm not turning you into anything. I'm just stating prices.
I'm gonna need a better deal. I'm gonna need something long term, something lasting.
You'll get a return. You'll get a return bill. As a returning customer, I'll double your money.
Well,
I'll double your product.
I was gonna say, Hood, how about $50 gets you 2 hours?
Man,
goddamn, that's a deal.
I think you're missing the big picture here.
That's a deal. That's pretty much the rest of the show because we're already at 4.
That's like 7 grand.
I need a week.
He said,
I don't have weekly deals. I don't know if a weekly deal is feasible.
Ain't even good. That's why I call y'all the you up here just complaining.
Friedman, you got
the problem with a weekly deal. The problem with a weekly deal. There'll be days where I don't stream, and then there'll be days where I stream. I got you. There'll be days where I don't stream, and there'll be days where I stream and I won't do a panel. And so I feel like I'll just naturally shortchange you without even trying. So I don't want to set up a weekly deal, but on a panel by panel basis, we can negotiate whatever terms you guys are willing to negotiate.
Let's do this.
But you don't think you're missing the grand design on that whole immigration issue? It looks like the Richmond north of Richmond want the open borders, because I think this is a bipartisan thing, by the way. It's not just the Democrats who would benefit from these migrant labor.
Chuckle, welcome back, by the way.
Yeah, thanks for having me up.
Oh shit, damn, Chuck. Oh, I thought this was the guy narrating on TV.
Nah, dude. it's me, Chuck.
You got a great American voice, Chuck. Will you ever think of switching teams? You could wave our flag. Just forget your country, bro. Just forget where you came from.
Hardworking white American, sir.
Well, my mama black, so I've been here since I was 5 years old. But the what is it? The Social Security, right? In order to keep Social Security solvent, the government needs workers that can be taxed. Their wages need to be taxed in order to pay for all this spending during the pandemic. The government needs, workers to be taxed. They need more wage slaves, and I think that these migrants would, be wage slaves.
No, I mean, I keep hearing this argument, man, and the math never works.
Yeah, even if that was true, they've spent so much money. The deposit scheme is still going to run out of money.
Motherfuckers pocketing $13K a month. How long would it take for them to pay off Social Security? People already have cash. The fact that people don't trust Social Security and don't plan on receiving it is already baked into the body politic.
Better have my Social Security after how much I didn't pay them.
Well, we know this, Dave. We know. We're not speaking for you. We're speaking for.
You're telling me it's entitlement, motherfucker. That was a loan.
We're speaking for non-communitized people.
Well, if you mean 9 to 5 working, FICA paying taxes, Social Security, Medicare paying motherfucker for decades, goddammit.
They done spent the damn money, man. It don't matter what you did.
Ain't no money.
It ain't no money.
Your dreams can't change numbers, bro.
Don't hate on me. Don't hate on me because I got way more steps on the ladder on the Social Security
just like you're hoping for reparations. It's never going to happen.
No, Dave. That's exactly. Hold on, Dave. I'm glad you said that. Because when it happens, that's what black people are going to perceive it as. White man hating on me. Yep. Like, no, nigga, we ran out of money feeding you fucking niggas. Anyway, back to the fucking clip. Dave, don't get killed again.
If you legalize the Haitians, they're still not going to overcome that 15,000 vote margin. The question, though, is do the Democrats really care about the county or do they care about the state? What I honestly think is that if you want my honest opinion about how it really works, again, I don't know this. This is just speculation. I think when they come across the border, they get Obama phones. And I think the Obama phones give them instructions. You have to go here, you have to go there, you have to register here, you have to register there. And I think there is a plan. And I think the ultimate plan is dump these people in the swing states, and eventually they'll get legalized or whatever else. And eventually, it's a mathematical formula that they have. But if they can control enough swing states, and again, it's not necessarily if they vote or not. It's about these fraudulent voting models that are created. And again, Philadelphia is the key to it. Is there a scenario in Philadelphia that they can create in order to say that they have enough votes? So Trump's up 75,000 votes on election night. Can they come up with a number in Philadelphia? 100%, 101%, 102%. Okay, Trump loses 90-10, 91-9, 92-8. They will play with the numbers, and that's why they needed more time the last time. They needed more time because they thought they were going to win, and Trump had an overwhelming victory. So they had to come up with numbers, and then those numbers get presented.
Now, this was pretty interesting.
Oh, shit. A little station business real quick. First off, shout out to Marshall with just a regular $10 donation. Thank you so much for supporting the show. Thank you to everybody who stopped through today. Appreciate you all for being here. The panel is pretty much open. Anybody who wants to participate in this immigration/deportation conversation. We're going to be running for another hour to at least another 2 hours. We're at 4 hours now, so I'm going to give it an even 6 hours before I think about clocking out. So please, thank you guys for supporting the show. Please continue to keep the show alive. Dave, I tell you what, Dave, I'm going to give you 30 seconds to make some points, and then I got some bad news for you.
Oh no, man! If someone paid, he got to go immediately, right? Isn't that the deal?
First off,
Grace, brother, Grace.
You're down to 15 seconds.
First off, I'd like to say that I've heard a lot of whining and complaining about weapons that was formed against the Negro that didn't prosper.
It's not weapons; it's green money, green bags.
That's really it.
Dave, Joey Montega has donated $10 to the Delete Dave Fund. So that's going to get you at least 15 minutes. We're going to cut that 30 minutes in half. So that's going to get you at least 15 minutes, Dave. So you sound like you was busy anyway. Roll up another one.
That last 30 seconds is powerful, though.
So in town is Queens Market.
Somebody's feedback is weird. Please mute up. I heard a weird pulsing in your feedback just now. That was wild.
Market. It's run by a woman from Liberia. I went in to ask the owner how she felt about the way the immigrants have been treated. And boy, was this a treat. This is the third time. They don't talk to me, then they don't talk to me. Oh, Staffy, what do you know? Are a lot of the immigrants going to vote?
That I don't think so, because they do have a work permit only or something like that. And of course, you can vote with work permit. You vote with citizenship.
Mm-hmm. I'm curious. Are you going to vote?
Yes, and I have been voting for quite a while. Yeah.
Who are you voting for this year?
I am a Republican, and I will forever be Republican.
What is it about Republican that you like to vote for?
We are strong people. We always go for what we want. Yes, I know what's going on.
She says she a Republican, y'all. Fisherman, I don't think I've heard you chime in yet.
I don't think.
Oh, that was you with that weird
Republican.
Fisherman. Fisherman, what's going on?
Yeah, I don't think she's a Republican.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to believe.
I think she knows what to say to the white people to get the white people to leave them alone, and that's what she's doing.
A little media training, maybe. Fisherman, you got this crazy pulsing static going on. I don't know what's up with that, but you got to figure that out, bro. It's killing the vibe right now.
I mean, my bad, Hood.
No, you got to finish what you're saying.
I was gonna say that could be the case, but I don't know. A lot of people that I know, especially Liberians that settle in certain areas, they're very conservative. In fact, they're very pro-life too.
That could be the case, and I can't flat out call the lady a liar, but I can say I'm not quick to trust it either. It's
No,
just,
I'm just saying.
Her a liar.
I'm just saying it could be the case. It could be the case. That's all I'm saying.
Pigs could be flying right now at this very moment. Have you looked?
I've seen a couple cows jump over the moon just today.
wrong species, but I get you, bro.
I don't like how Republican is talking. I don't need to call name, but our leader needs to just adjust himself a little bit, because immigrant, he's still in his house. His wife is immigrant. He's our leader as a Republican, and we look up to him, and he's not speaking nice of immigrant.
But you're still gonna vote for him.
You see, this is where we were at the other day, man. Fuck that nice people shit. You gonna get me killed trying to be nice to these farm motherfuckers, man. I want to hear that shit.
They have rights.
They have rights. So fucking what, man?
This that woman shit though, I believe.
Bro, I need that.
You know what? Personally,
that
I'm
is
glad
hilarious.
I'm glad Black Americans are starting to talk about these immigrants the way racist whites talk about blacks. I'm glad. It needs to happen.
Well, I mean, like if you're talking about
Snowman, I told you from the jump, Snowman. Look at me. I'm the white supremacist now, bro.
We're gonna lose the long run for doing this, though. I get it.
We're gonna what? Hold, Pastor, speak up, Pastor. What?
We're gonna lose in the long run for doing it, but I get it. We are doing it.
Well, why you say that?
Well, because at the end of the day, what we're doing is not going to benefit us in the long run.
Yeah, but what's going to benefit us to have somebody take in, move over your territory, and push you out?
Hold on, let him go. Let him go.
Yeah, slow it down, Pastor. You got the spotlight, Pastor. But we're gonna slow it down and let you walk us through it. Game theory, Pastor. You got it.
So check this. In the long run, the reason why it's not going to work out is because they're overwhelmingly trying to make white countries brown countries. So tying yourself to the people that they're trying to replace while they're replacing you, I don't think is smart either. I mean, I feel sorry for white people, especially white men.
Hold on. Who's you say white people are trying to make white countries brown? Is that what you believe? Is that your contention, sir?
The power elite of white people are making their countries brown.
Okay, that's a little different. Okay,
white American and the average white American or white European can do nothing about it.
Okay.
So hold on. Let me ask you. So you're saying we're doing it, but it's going to hurt us in the long run. Let's say, air quotes, we do the opposite. Game that out.
We already tied in with the replacements. I mean, I hate to say it, like you tied.
How so? How so? Explain this tie-in that you accuse us of having.
Right, because the only way you're tied in is by tying yourself in.
It's right. That same scenario that you gave, where how this whole blackness it disarmed us, and that might have been a good disarmament because now we can accept more blacks, Mexicans, I guess Venezuelans. We can accept we can actually accept the replacements and be a part of the replacements.
Yeah, but check this out though. Wait. But check this out though, Pastor. You do remember the video that was going around last year of the brown woman city council person from like somewhere in California? It was in one of the Southern California cities, maybe LA, and she was talking about like she was caught on secret recording.
Yeah,
like those were her real thoughts. There ain't no black and brown coalition.
Okay, you can argue there ain't no black and white coalition because everyone is called.
There ain't no black and black coalition though, because the same way I just played, the same way you were talking about that racist Mexican lady in Los Angeles, which is probably a lot of the Los Angeles city councils. I mean, a lot of the California city councils, right? A lot of Latinos who have no real loyalty to Black America. I'm not going to accuse them of racism like that makes them evil, but they have no loyalty to Black America. So it is what it is, right? Now, that being said, none of these foreign niggas have loyalty to Black America either, but we have this false loyalty to them under this guise of Pan-Africanism. An idea that we created as Americans, by the way, this idea that we're all Black together, therefore we should love all the world's Black people, is now biting us in the ass, because the world's Black people don't share our interests, and they have their own political and social identifications. And when push comes to shove, they're going to stand with their people, not us.
Yeah, because they're tribal first. They give a damn
Everyone's
about skin
tribal.
color. Yeah, but they are
Everyone's
especially
tribal, right?
well not
Yeah,
not
no,
these not the
their tribes are
Pan-Africans.
current. No,
Not the
the
Pan-Africans.
Africans. African tribalism is a current thing, while global tribalism, like the tribalism in the Western Hemisphere, is more of a concept. It's not something we actually practice. Africans live their tribe, and so it's a totally different concept.
Yeah, just like the people, the communists and Marxists, like they want to tell you that all struggles or all people that struggle are one and the same. That is not true.
Right. Well, Pan-Africanism was birthed in the same vein of thought that communism was birthed. Like it's no coincidence that these two ideas hit the American shores at roughly the same time. And so these were both ideas that in one way or another will separate you from your natural born American heritage. That's the ultimate point of these two ideas, whether you're communist or Pan-Africanist, which a lot of Pan-Africans tend to also lean communist, by the way, just a natural fucking glove and hand type of situation.
A lot of people that care about their family lean a little communist. Hell, Donald Trump be leaning communist. His wife come from.
What do you even mean by that? What do you mean by that?
From communist Yugoslavia, and he brought her and her whole family over here. So to say he has no ties to communist,
he brought a woman out of communist poverty
and her entire family, and he looks up to.
That's still a bargain for him. I mean, I can't buy a bitch out of communism, but some niggas can do that.
A bad bitch out of communism.
Did he really buy her out of communism, or he just bring communism to America? Because them people been living that a whole lot longer than they've been living American ways.
I don't think he brought communism to America by marrying her, and that's a long fucking leap you just made.
The whole family.
Yeah,
this dude at the best is a '90s liberal that stayed true to that '90s liberal shit, which by and large looks like conservatism now. It looks like it.
To be fair, Trump is not even that base. It's just we're so deprived of baseness. We love that shit. Trump. I would go so much further than Trump.
That's true. Trump is a 80s pro-business Democrat, but that is so long ago. No one can envision a Democrat wanting to close the border.
Yeah, if Trump was such a communist, man, why is he the only person that we know of that was wanting to not send Ukraine money?
MAGA Marxists.
And to address what Pastor had said about hey, we're gonna get with the others, and that's gonna be some sort of coalition. The hell it is. Look, I mean, whether anybody wants to admit it or not, Black people and white people are inexorably linked in this country.
Yes.
If I were to pop up a racial dot map, it would be all too obvious. There is no we're going to get with the Browns and they're going to do this. And I can tell you from experience in California, there are individual politics, which is fine. Like I had Mexican neighbors, always got along with them, but they were also bangers. So there was always a limit. There was always group politics. And that group politics is not going to be trumped by, oh, we just don't like the white man. Come here, we're going to corporately get together. That is not happening.
I want to reintroduce a clip, Freedmen's Journal. Just to buttress everything you just said, I want to reintroduce a clip. As I said, I would save this for the panel. So now we're back.
As much as we don't want to believe this, the white man is our only ally in this world. The white American man is our only ally in this world because he will unite with us under our constitutional rights to help save his country. He's our real brother. The white man taught us how to read, homie. The Mexicans didn't. The white man died with us, homie, to help us get out of slavery. The Chinese didn't. The white man fought alongside the white Jewish man with Dr. King to help us get civil rights. The Mexican didn't, the Latin didn't, the Chinese didn't, the Cuban didn't. So he's really our only friend in the world. Because as much as y'all want to believe, if y'all leave this country, nigga, they gonna kick you worse in your ass. You go somewhere. Go to Africa and watch how them Africans treat y'all. Nigga, go somewhere. Nigga, man, don't nobody like us but the white boy and his white woman. They our only real friend, my nigga. I swear to God. I swear to God, homie, they our only real friend. That's why, homie, don't nobody else really fuck with us. Look like everybody else use us for economical benefits.
I've been telling you that very thing since I first came on YouTube, Hood.
They commented freely.
I don't believe that white people are not my only friend. I do believe that white people, I have white friends, but they're not my only friend.
White people could be my associates, but we'll never be friends. No disrespect to you, Angry Snowman. You my boy though, but we'll never be friends. We're associates to the highest degree. I can't trust y'all motherfuckers that since 1963.
Hey, I respect it, man, because I can't trust you motherfuckers either. So we'll just stay compadres when we need each other, and then we go back to our fuck shit when we don't.
Exactly.
That's all I'm asking for. Hold on. Why is that not the goal, though? That is living as peaceful neighbors under the American flag. Why is that not the goal? We do what we got to do when big things happen. When smaller things happen, when regular life is occurring, we kind of stay in our lanes and we don't overlap uninvited.
Nah, white people are not cordial. Like if it was just black and white.
Man, you gonna have to tease that out, man. You got to tease that out.
Bro, I can't count on my hands the amount of just white people are nice to a fault. White people are so nice. Black people think they're weird for being so nice. That's how nice white people are, just on a reputational level.
Like all those Twitter videos, they be out in the forest and they be like, "What are you doing here?"
Hi, how are you?
White people ain't that nice, yo. I'm trying to tell you, they nice. It's supposedly nice.
I think white people don't like you, Pastor, and that's your cross to bear.
I don't have a problem with white people. I don't have a problem with them.
No, you got a whole white baby mama though. That's the thing, Pastor. Am I not right about that?
I think he's emotionally damaged from that.
I think you have a lot of white people that maybe didn't like you, and that's a personal thing.
Niggas are nice. I don't think nobody.
Why single white people out? Hold on, Pastor. If you say I don't think niggas are nice, why single white people out for not being nice?
I don't think they're nice either.
Because it's in his DNA, he can't help himself.
I got to say that white people ain't nice. Because look, black people.
You got to say it. What are you under contractual obligation? The Council of Negroes made you say that.
Yeah, BET come get him if you don't.
That's part of blackness is saying white people are not nice.
Yo, but why do they have to be nice? Why do they have to be nice?
Why do I have to?
He said it's a part of blackness to say that white people.
Like I personally don't care, man, if they're nice or whatever, as long as they stay over there and don't try no shit with me. You know what I'm saying? If they on that stuff.
Pastor being a real nigga, he gotta lie about white people. That's
at least he's staying on code. I respect it.
People have given me jobs.
I know they have, nigga. You work in the medical field. Ain't a lot of niggas giving you that position.
White people have definitely looked out, but right now though, far as blackness and standing on business, white people are not good people.
Hey, actually, Pastor, right now is the best time to make a white friend because they're focused on all these illegals and not you.
Why do you want white people to support you in your blackness? I don't understand that particular element of it.
I remember 20-some years ago, though, that the Jihad, A-Rod was the so-called flavor of the month, and we band together. But as soon as them motherfuckers calmed down, y'all went right back to hating our asses.
Nope. I don't know that black people banded together with that because there's too many black Muslims for that shit. A lot of black Muslims wasn't gonna be supporting no anti-Muslim shit or no anti-Arab shit because of Islam. And I'm like, you niggas is bugging. Islam is the reason you got sold to the white man in the first fucking place.
Right. I mean, because me personally, I know like all the brothers I banded together with back then, it was kind of like back in high school. We became friends and stayed friends from it.
Touche.
Black guys with too many white friends end up being awkward. You got to watch them niggas.
Right?
What? Bro, We already established. Hold on, Pastor. We've already established you are under contractual obligation from the Negro Council to lie about white people. So I can't take your word on these matters.
Yeah, man. If he tells the truth, Ben Crump going to fucking pop up somewhere and try and
Yeah,
sue.
but even if that was even okay, suppose that was the case, right? Say if you got like one lone black family in a town, right? Because of the economic opportunity of the father. Okay, like wouldn't the black person have more white friends just because of the whole just where he lived?
Yeah, and that black person is going to be socially awkward to other black people.
Wait, how do I know that though? What if he goes visit his cousins every summer in South Carolina?
They might hit.
It doesn't matter. Hold on. Wait. One, it doesn't matter how he is with quote other black people. What really matters is how can he relate in his immediate social circle in the world he lives in physically, and then how he relates to his family. That's all you really need. You're like black people on some extended level isn't like necessary. You don't have to be loved by niggas, bro.
I mean,
this is goal. I know it's a goal, but it's not real.
Bro, you take that thought process and you apply it to actual statistics, and that seems dumb.
Well, if you
like
look
half of black people are useless,
if you look at
and then the other half that isn't useless are so geographically spread out. It's like, what are you doing?
Well, isn't the whole civil rights movement black people fighting to get away from black people?
Yeah.
No,
a little bit.
We want to know the civil rights is fighting to get away from y'all. We want it separate, but
what the fuck you talking about? You guys were already fucking separated away from
No. Separate but equal was the counter to civil rights. No, that's not true at all, Pastor. Separate but equal was the white man position. Separate but equal. No, I didn't want to cut you off. You got it. He's talking about the counters, the lunch counters.
Yeah, I was gonna say we want that nice cold water coming out that nice white faucet. That was it. That was all. We got our taste, and we went a little bit overboard. That was it.
Yo, you wouldn't want it out of my faucet because it's all rusty and shit, and I got hard water and.
See, you got a faucet just for black people. I already know what that's about.
Flint water?
Yeah, mine's outside. Yeah, my faucet for black people is
outside. Snowman?
Yeah, he got the one pipeline directly from Flint, just in case some niggas show up with an empty cup asking for a drink.
Black-owned water companies.
Anyway, back to the clip. Shout out to SKC in the chat, bro. You super late. We done covered so many things, bro.
Hey Hood, before we get too far off,
Republican.
Yeah.
Could I, because I was thinking about something when I saw that guy in the hat, the last clip that you played, the guy that was in the hat talking about how white people are only friends. Color coding things like that is a trap. And everybody has realized by now that there are different kinds of black people. There are different kinds of white people, right? We've got the white communists. We've got thugs and gangsters and criminal elements. And color coding things is very dangerous because if you're going to trust someone based on an innate characteristic, a physical characteristic, then you're just automatically going to overlook those intrinsic behaviors, such as the behaviors of a white communist, right? Somebody that's going to gain your trust because he looks a certain way is not going to have to prove himself through the quality of character. And
I don't disagree with your caution, Cyber. Well, let me push back just slightly because I understand the argument totally, but I want to skip ahead a little bit, get to the end, and let me just argue this point to you. All of your misgivings having total grounding in a real point. So I'm not trying to take away from the caution at all. I think there's an element of it that's not being addressed from that particular position you're expressing, right? And this is the signaling and counter signaling of it all. Whiteness is signaling all of the positive civilizational building concepts that are currently under threat right now. Meritocracy, nuclear family, honest democratic government, loving your country, God, family, nation, that sort of order to your existence. These things tend to be coded as white. And without getting into the actual ethnicity of it all, when we say things like, when I say things like, look at me, I'm the white supremacist now, or when I consider myself white adjacent, that is not a black man trying to, transition into actual whiteness. Obviously, such things are ridiculous. And so there's a tongue-in-cheek thing that's happening here. But as a black man, I can and I do, and I think all right-thinking people should side with the ideas of civilization. And to the extent that white codes as civilization, then yeah, we have to side with white.
Okay, I see it now. But I do believe that coding things that way is very dangerous.
Touche. Not fighting you. Touche.
Kind of like the opposite of affirmative action, If it is based on someone's outer appearance and not in the way they dress, not in the way they carry themselves, but simply on the basis of skin color, coding things that way allows a back door or a window to be open to corrupt elements. The same thing happened in Israel. Okay, people.
But cyber, how do you get away from something that's a part of human nature?
That's not human nature, yo.
It is too human nature for people to judge.
Well, clarify that. Yeah, Snowman. Clarify the human nature part, then defend it.
Everybody is prejudiced against what they see, what they visualize. You will look at someone, and if they look different than you, they don't look like your people, you're already going to have a prejudicial fucking opinion about them.
Yeah, that's not true. I'm not prejudiced at all.
Oh shit, Pastor, you're one of the most prejudiced people up here.
That is a natural thing. Do you think the first time the white man encountered any black people, all those first discoveries, first contacts that had to happen around the world, do you think there was just automatic trust between either side?
Pastor, did you just say you weren't prejudiced?
No, I don't think I'm prejudiced at all. I think I'm just like talking.
Nigga, you are contractually obligated to be prejudiced. What the fuck? Stop lying.
Saying that white people are bad people is not prejudice.
I'm calling
that is a contractual obligation of prejudice. You have to speak prejudice. That is contractual.
His fucking handler on the line. He's stepping out of line.
I'm loving this.
I realize there's nothing. There's nothing you can do, boy. Reap what you sow.
And as a black person,
Negro is powerful,
bro. I can't be racist or prejudiced because I'm black. I can't be racist or prejudiced.
Hold on, who said you can't be racist or prejudiced?
Well, then neither can most white people, because white people aren't in a position to do shit to you either, so they can't be prejudiced or racist, dummy.
Snowman, you want to go on that?
Pastor, I assume you're operating from that trope that racism.
I done reincarnated twice.
Dave, stop speaking out of turn. Dave, you're speaking out of turn. You just came back from the dead, Dave, and you're speaking out of turn. Just chill, bro. Let me talk for a second. Pastor, I assume that you are using the trope that racism is privilege plus power. Or privilege plus prejudice. I'm sorry, privilege plus prejudice. Correct?
Yes. Outside of that, you dislike someone's behavior. I dislike.
Are you therefore saying that black people have neither privilege nor prejudice in the American system of things?
No, we have no privilege to be prejudiced or racist. We just dislike their behavior.
If black people have no privilege, then explain the peak, and I do mean peak. Look it up. We've never had so many black mayors, black governors, black. We've had an occasional black governor. We have Governor Westmoreland right now in Maryland. We have black. We've had a black president. We have black billionaires. We have black CEOs. We have black people, and so many popular, public, and private positions of power. Do you deny that, Pastor, that we have so many black people in all these different positions of power?
I do not deny they have been used for. I do not deny that they have been used in that position of power they've been given.
They are in positions of power, nonetheless, though.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
Therefore, would that not directly contradict your position of black people not having privilege when
No.
black people clearly are in positions of power? Does the power not denote privilege?
That's not privilege to be getting, because let me tell you, they only put them in that position to use them for a desired outcome. To work with other blacks and browns and keep them.
But if you're in the position and you choose to not use it, because all right, listen, you like we accuse you of having this contract with the Council of Negroes, but you can break the contract at any moment. You can choose to break it and live with the consequences, but you choose to abide by the contract still. And I'm making the same argument with these so-called black people that you say have, so-called obligations that they have to fulfill that don't allow them to operate on the interests of black people. My point still stands. They are in the positions, they have the power, and they choose not to use it on behalf of black people. Is that your contention?
No. I'm saying that they are just they're just the talking head. If they actually tried to or wanted to do anything for black people, I think they would take them out of that position.
You're making like a hypothesis, but I'm asking you to actually describe what is right now. They are in these positions and they choose not to do things for black people. Yes or no?
You're saying they choose not to. I'm telling you they can't.
You're saying therefore there's no point in voting for black people.
Exactly.
Nope. Do not vote for them niggas, yo, because they can't do nothing.
Exactly.
Okay.
We don't need no more black presidents, no more black city councils, no more black police chiefs.
Wait. But you're telling me that all white people are bad, but you shouldn't vote for black people?
No, don't vote for these niggas. But let me tell you something, yo. I seen this very first time. I even seen this in Dallas, right? They had a black police chief. They put her in position because they knew that during all those riots, they knew they was going to put bricks in the middle of that city. They knew they was going to let
You want me on that wall. You need me on that wall.
They knew they were going to tear Dallas apart, and they had her black ass in position when it happened.
Yeah, but that happened in white cities too.
I think it's equally probable that the black women in those positions would allow that to happen. It's not that they wanted it to happen. It's that those black women were willing and complicit in these things happening. And I'm not saying they knew of the bricks, but I'm saying that they wouldn't aggressively defend the property of the city. They wouldn't actually try to squash these protests.
No.
But I think I'm gonna pull back from this line of questioning for now. I thought that was an interesting moment.
Good.
We don't go back and forth. Sorry.
How a lot of the other immigrants, who are they going to vote for? Do you think?
Well, here it used to be Republicans, for I know. So we all cheer. But as times go by, now they all start backsliding. But I wouldn't backslide. I wouldn't shake. I wouldn't move. So now they're looking at what Democrats is talking about, offering them. So they want to go that side. But
so they're looking at what the Democrats are going to offer them,
yes.
And they want to vote for them.
Yes.
Meaning money and...
not money, but more of what the promises the politician normally gives.
Uh-huh. What promises are those?
Should I go into it? Of course, you and I know. Medical is this, schools and this and that. Or make sure the taxes is this, And Democrat like to brainwash with.
No matter what she says, everything translates to money. If a politician is promising anything, it has to translate to money. Because a politician's function, one of his functions, is to direct money from one place to another. So it's always translated into money. You can wrap it up into causes and community centers and different different little plans and projects, but it's money. It's always money. Childcare, medical care, education, everybody has to get paid.
It's the immigrant situation. So, and when immigrants hear that, even though they're not voting or they don't have the opportunity to vote, they will still want Democrats to win because they're speaking of what they want to hear. Why our own leader is not holding back, it's just, it's just talking. Keep quiet. You good man. You strong. You leader. America need a pants.
So in essence,
Real quick, shout out to Dennis for the $5 cash app, man. Thank y'all for being here. Appreciate everybody supporting the show. We still going strong. We got a little while to go before we shut this down, man. Keep it up, y'all. Thank y'all, man. Go ahead, Hype.
In essence, she wants a politician, and I'm like, I don't want politicians. I want people to tell the truth. I want to know as closely what they're gonna do. I don't want nobody to lie to me. I don't want nobody to try to make me feel better. I want them to do exactly what, like, you know what? What I really want is I want to give them money and treat them like a prostitute.
She's saying no more mean tweets.
When you say treat them like a prostitute, you have to understand. The hooker never loves you, right? You pay her to treat her
but
like
they don't. I'm not there for the love.
I get it, but no, it's not the love I'm really commenting on. It's the idea that politicians lie like hookers.
No, but if we have a service agreement in place, that's all I care for anyway. And if you don't do that, I replace you.
There you go. I want you. I'm paying you for service, and this is the thing. This is the issue I think Democrats are running up against with like the typical black voter, especially black men. It's like, what service have you really done that I should keep paying you with these votes?
And the numbers have been steadily going down since 2016, or actually no, before that. Like on the Democrat side, no, but like Barack Obama's second term. So I guess that would be 12, right?
Yeah.
Like ever since his second term, it opened up a lot of black dudes' eyes, and the numbers have steadily been going down, and they've been losing black men and men in general because of like the lack of masculinity in their message.
Barack Obama lost a black man when he got on that damn stage and started calling us Pookie and Ray Ray, and we need to go ahead and start doing better for these so-called women and people in the community. Hey, you a motherfucking black man your goddamn self. Yeah. He lost a black man right then and there.
Well, Obama lost a lot of the black men vote because back then, believe it or not, black men was somewhat kind of in church a little bit still around the 2008 to 2012 range.
I know because I was in there.
But he lost the black male vote when he started having black boyfriends and they came up and they were listening shit like that. Like, not only you a gay killer in the black church, nigga, what the fuck? So we had to really look at
let's get back to the clip.
Yeah, let's give it to the clip.
Yeah. They've taken over town stuff. People are intimidated to come down here or just annoyed to come down here. I hear a lot of people don't feel comfortable being around in Charlotte like they used to.
They don't. And it has nothing to do with the color of somebody's skin, where they're from. You know what I mean? It's just the way people act and the way the things they say and the way they stare, and they make it very, very uncomfortable.
It's a cultural thing.
Maybe, yes.
Are you shocked that these many immigrants showed up to your small town?
In one town, yes. I could understand if it was spread apart. You know what I mean? Like I said, if you're a good person, you're a good person. Everybody deserves a chance. But
this bitch is a Democrat.
I think when they bring so many people
we
over,
tried warning you, dumb bitches.
You know what I mean? And put them in one spot where, you know what I mean? I hear people complain people don't know how to drive, and we don't know how to drive sometimes. So when, you know what I mean, you're giving driver's license to people that don't understand English, it makes it kind of difficult, So
that
she want a black boyfriend. She want a black boyfriend.
Oh boy.
Yeah, right.
How you know she ain't got one already?
Blue collar town. Man, these people are fired up. It's up and down all these streets. A lot of the reason people told me they don't like the Haitians here is because they're walking around with all these new clothes. They're driving brand new cars. They have shopping carts full of groceries. Where are they getting their money? Well, it's kind of an FU to the hardworking lower middle class here. People that have been here their whole lives. Look at this guy just zipping by in a brand new car that I wouldn't try to afford.
I'd like to get a grant so I could open up a business. Hell yeah. Can I get one? Nah, I can't. But they're opening up businesses left and right. So where'd the money come from? Where does money come from?
Yeah, I don't know. Where did it
I don't know. I was hoping you could give me an answer.
I don't know.
I don't know
Does that
either.
trouble you then? That they're getting grant money to open business?
That troubles me a little bit. Yeah. I have a
Bet you
friend that
voted for it. We know you voted for it.
he's like, I can't get a grant. He goes, but I know somebody here that did, and they're on a 10-year visa. So what happens to that business in 10 years?
Mm-hmm.
What are you actually bringing to town that is going to sustain the town?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing after 10 years.
They're not immigrants, they're settlers.
I know that people say, well, they can't vote in the election, this and that. Well, I've heard things, and I don't know for sure.
Hey, somebody needs to mute
I'm
up.
pretty sure they're going to vote. You know, maybe we should organize a group to go to all the polling places and see who walks in there. But you have mail-in voting, which that's another crapshoot from years ago.
Do you think that there's how do you buy into the theory that
Hey,
there's
Hood.
intentional in
A small town like that, why would they need mail-in voting?
Facts. I mean, it's a statewide policy, but still.
Well, I can tell you why they might need
Why wouldn't they need it?
Because if this is Pennsylvania, Ohio, and they're what you call snowbirds, they might go down to Florida here at the end of this month and ain't going to be in Ohio for election time.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the universal mail-in voting like they did last time, not the absentee ballot.
Universal mail-in is for nothing but fraud.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Hey, I'm like, yo, like in a small town like that, if you live in that town, like if you did go to the voting precinct, you would know everybody in that precinct, damn near.
See, that's where a lot of these guys that were sitting and trying to sell that to the American people, trying to sell it to them that universal mail-in ballots are the same as absentee ballots.
Absolutely not.
I think that's too much of a security issue, and I put it this way: voting is like a sacred American trust. If you value your right to vote, you should be there on voting day, and exceptions should only be made for military and elderly people.
It's a city duty, damn
That's
near.
what that city is. It's a city of 2,000 old people. Half them can't even get there.
I will accept elderly exceptions, but again, military, because they're literally away from home doing military business, or the elderly. Outside of that,
I'm not going to take that.
And the main difference between the two types of ballot systems is with absentee ballots, you have to solicit your polling place just like you would if you go there in person.
Yeah. You have to request it.
With universal mail-in ballots, like me and my wife during the 2020 election, got sent, 4 different ballots were 4 different people's names on it.
Facts. The universal mailing thing is a scam top to bottom. That's why I'm like, no, we got to restrict the actual idea of mailing. You can't just get a universal mailing thing going.
Yo, you cannot tell me.
Ballot, I'm not even going to comment on the absentee ballot concept, but I think that the idea should mostly be around the elderly and military people.
Yeah, but you can't tell me they can't make, like, there's all kinds of exceptions and they can make certain things for elderly people. To say that all elderly people can't make it out there, come on, man. This is a small town. Everybody knows each other. My town has like van services for certain people.
Most elderly people will make it.
Yes, and they have for decades.
Most voters are older people.
And they have for decades. They have for decades. So, like, why is it special now?
Making it a national holiday for election day.
I don't agree with that. I actually think there should be stuff in place to limit certain people from voting because most people, they're not informed.
And you don't need it to be a national holiday because it's already written into the law that you can't be punished or penalized for being late to work because of voting.
Exactly. And most jobs will let you go. right? I haven't had a
Yeah.
job that hasn't said, "Hey, man, if you got to vote, go ahead."
Yeah, just like
Haven't
jury
had one.
duty. Just like jury duty.
See, that's what I don't get, man, is you have a lot of folks, and this is no slight, but it is towards you, David, that they sit in one hand and say, you know, the government's corrupt. We need less government and shit. And then in the other hand, well, we need the government to write more policies to fix the shit the government's fucking up. It makes no sense.
Well, if you combine
a national holiday that's not a good idea for the election day.
You don't need it to be a national holiday.
So that the whole focus could be everybody
No.
fucking arguing.
What the focus needs to be on how you count the damn votes in one day.
Huh?
How the hell all these states?
How they can't count 80,000 votes in 3 hours?
Yes, and most of, and especially if there's mail-in coming in before the fact.
Remember, you're not counting all the nation's votes. You're only counting the votes of your district, right? Because all the voting happens locally.
It seems like Florida is now Ohio. Didn't Ohio they couldn't count? They couldn't count.
No. Florida got their shit together.
I know. Finally, it was crazy. I'm like, it's not Florida this time?
because they were the laughing stock after that hanging Chad shit. So guess what? They got their shit in order. They fired people that didn't do their job, and like Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, all the swing states. Which this is a strategy now. You go and just fucking do this shit with the swing states, and the shit's like been up and down with the damn mail-in voting. Because they got ballot boxes and all the shit that are unattended.
I was always worried because the absentees, I thought that covered everything, like if you're on a voting roll.
No, you have to have a reason. You have to have a reason for an absentee. No, you have to.
Yeah, you have to have special reasons.
For an
I know.
And you have to ask for it.
Yes.
I know.
And it just mailed to you.
I know.
But the universal shit is they just mail the ballots out. Including like the voting rolls that haven't been cleared out. As a matter of fact, the Biden administration, it's not a Biden administration. I think it's a DNC. They're suing one of the states because they're trying to clear off the voting rolls of like 90,000 people that are like illegal.
No, Texas took away 1 million people, and they got look. Greg Abbott literally took 1 million people off the registry.
Yeah, but if they're not supposed to be there, then hey, get them off.
We said they were illegals up there, and then they were people that had passed that was up there, and there were people that no longer even live in Texas.
Yeah, like case in point, there was a dude that voted absent, like not absentee, but via ballot, and he checked on his ballot or whatever. He had moved to Tennessee. He was like an Olympian. He was training for the Olympics, and like I guess was not going to vote. And he just was like interested. It was a black dude too.
I mean, the argument against Greg Abbott is he's taking away Democrat votes.
Yeah, but both sides are going to cry foul to the other, though.
I
want to get back to this. I want to get back to this.
Should be voting there anyhow.
I want to get back to this clip in Ohio. I'm going to jump ahead a little bit.
He says he's not doing anything wrong, and I believe him.
I like to speak for myself. Like, as I told you the other day, I got my paperwork. I got everything. They be saying that we're illegal or something. I got everything. So I don't know. Maybe some of us, some immigrants are illegal or something, but I don't know. But me, I am legal. But they be calling us alien. It's like sounds like we come from another planet or something like that.
They have rights. They have rights. So fucking what, man?
I don't know. Illegal aliens. The former President Trump said it. The vice president said it too. But I don't know, man. If they want proof, I can't prove that I'm legal or something because I got all my papers and shit.
How have you been treated here?
It depends. I stay on my lane. I'm not in my business. I just wake up, go to work, get back home, and that's it.
So you're just trying to come, make a good living, and then save up money and go home?
Yeah, because I'm only here for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 2-year program.
Pause that again.
So in 2 years, if they stop eating each other in Haiti, is he going to go home?
Well, that's the interesting thing, Hood, is if that's what the program is, then the government is knowingly and willingly taking American tax dollars and American dollars and sending them overseas to other countries.
That's crazy.
We always do that.
That's
We
crazy,
used to
though.
use that overseas money to help them overseas. Now we're sending that money overseas to bring them back to America to further displace us. So it's bad enough they're using our money on foreigners. They're spending our money on foreigners to live right here in America to displace actual Americans.
Right.
God bless
and
America.
Republican policies on steroids.
See,
Like they're just
so-
doing the same thing that both of these parties doing the same thing.
Listen, so they're giving them all of this to make the argument that, oh, we can't send them back. They're part of America now. That's why they're subsidizing the crap out of them, because that's what they're going to do. Because Republicans don't have the stones to do it.
Right? Yeah, because 2 years from now they won't want to send them back.
Right.
Look, and the local listen. The local chamber of commerce and the local elites in that town who are renting them homes, who are selling them property, who own the grocery stores, those people are all in on it.
Yep.
Exactly. And that's the reason why, Snowman, when I was joking on you the other day on True's channel, it's y'all fault. Y'all have been since 1776. Y'all ain't did shit. And they are asking for a grant.
That's because, hey, dude,
I don't deserve no damn
look,
grant.
You know what? You're right. It might be our
Give
fault.
the money to that.
It's our fault because we were compassionate and cared enough about what people like you thought that we gave you an opinion.
Bullshit.
Hold on. So, Pastor, are you saying the white man, he began to err when he started to go soft on the Negro?
Nah, what I'm saying,
that's what it sounded like to me.
Whoa, guys! I want you to calm down. Pastor, take all the time you need. It sounds like you're saying it's the white man's fault because he went soft.
Because we took the chains of bondage off of you.
No, y'all went soft on each other, yo. Y'all act like white people didn't. The upper echelon whites didn't give the lower whites as much help as they possibly could for years.
Ain't nobody doing shit for Appalachia. Ain't nobody doing shit for the Appalachia whites. I mean, I'm sorry.
Poor white people have fought historic battles against the wealthy, powerful white people.
And you're not going to tell me that they've been giving handouts to the people in Appalachia. I mean, yes, like some welfare, but I'm saying like they are extremely poor, and none of us on here that are black would trade places with those poor whites.
And it's not just like, all right, so there's the Pinkerton thing. I was telling that story before. There was a story I just learned from Count Dankula recently about the Battle of Athens. I think it was Athens, New York, where they had to basically have a shootout with little communists trying to run stuff in town. But like
Athens,
the idea,
Tennessee.
It was Tennessee. Okay, thank you.
What year was that?
But that was back right after World War II, so I'm saying like the 50s, maybe the late 40s.
Oh, okay. I got some research.
Don't forget about the Carnegie Steel incident where they had to call in the Ohio National Guard because of workers being overworked and treated like shit.
Yep, I remember that one.
Exactly. So the argument that rich white people have always made a way for poor white people is historically inaccurate, and it's one of those things that you have to say under contract with the Negro Council because you paid the lie, right?
That's not a lie. That is not a lie. That upper echelon whites have not helped out poor whites. That is a lie.
It's mostly untrue that rich white people have made a way. You know what? I'm gonna put it like this. I'm not gonna say it's mostly untrue. Let me reframe it differently because you have to look at the timeline of events, right? Most of history was rich people having absolute carte blanche ability to abuse poor people, right? That's slavery, right? As time went on, as time went on, it turned into people who actually had trades, like your merchant class, people who actually could have a trade, like blacksmiths and things like that. They could actually earn honest money. And then there was still slavery, right? And then eventually we got rid of slavery and everybody had to get paid. Even during those circumstances, you still had people working under slave labor conditions and they would get paid like a shilling a day or something like that, right? It was like slavery with a couple of pennies. And so what I'm trying to point out to you is that the standard of things is rich people abusing poor people. And the progress of time in the Western world is poor people fighting back and establishing rights so that rich people would abuse them less. That's the more honest take on things.
And let's not act like this ain't the way of the world, though, because like the same thing happened in all over the continent of Africa as well, including blocking aid that rich countries would try to give to poorer people.
Well, and if you want to really keep it 100% a buck right now, in today's day and age, all of my lifetime, I've never seen a wealthy white person ever do anything for white men. They're always pandering to blacks, always giving money and shit to blacks.
That's gotta burn. Hold on, Snowman. That's gotta burn. Gotta burn. I want to give you the floor. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I want to give Snowman the floor. I want you to talk about the pain, the racial betrayal you see when you turn on the television, when you flip through the millions of cable television channels, and you hear nothing but rich white men helping out the Negro. What is that like? I don't know what that's like. You tell us, Snowman. You got it.
What is that like?
Yeah, tell us what a rich white man.
It's like a normal day in America, sir. You don't see any. Look, the average white man in America is told to sit down, shut up, and do his fucking job. Let's keep it real. We ain't allowed to. We're told we ain't allowed to comment on shit. We're not allowed to have an opinion about shit. We're not allowed to give advice about shit. But we're to blame for all the shit that other people that all these. Can I have the floor? I didn't interrupt you. We're to blame for all the shit that all these wealthy white people have done and are continuing to do. Wow, all we're asking is for everybody in America to, be seen the same. Whereas you have other groups in America that they only give their vote if they get something specific for them. I'm just kind of I'm tired of it.
You almost sounded like a civil rights Negro. God damn it, Snowman.
Here's a direct example, but it all it does is highlight that it's few and far between. Peter Thiel helping out JD Vance, but it's few and far between. It's not like that's the case that happens every day. You know what I'm saying?
That whole PayPal mafia is that, and like it's right, trickle down economics, Reaganomics is fundamentally. That's what it fundamentally is. Huh?
It's fundamentally what?
Reagan and the rich whites helping out you, Angry Snowman, since there's nothing but white people in the Appalachia.
I mean, but Appalachia's not getting helped out though. They are abject poverty overall to the United States. They are some of the poorest people in the entire of the United States.
Not only that, look at the irony. And let me put Snowman back up. Let me main screen Snowman one more time because I wanna highlight this moment of white male grievance, bro. Because I just realized not only do rich white people not give a fuck about poor white people, look how they decide to help the poor white town. You see what they did? They sent a bunch of not just black Americans who we already have some kind of issues already there. We don't all get along, right? But you didn't send homegrown American Negroes that are already fully born into and integrated into our way of things here, right? You help poor white America by sending them boatloads, busloads of foreign niggas.
Foreign poor Negroes. Foreign poor Negroes. Poor than what poor is.
Bro, listen, if I was a poor white man, I would be waging economic warfare right now, bro.
Yeah,
you remember the end of Fight Club when they blew up all those banks and shit? Like, Jesus, I understood as I got older, I understood that end of Fight Club better. Like, yeah. It wasn't even a racial movie per se, but I get it. I get it now.
Hey,
you rich white. What's the point of having rich white people if you don't give a fuck about poor white people?
Hey, Hood. As I got older, I understood Michael Douglas' character from Never Back Down.
If you notice, that's the one thing about rich people in general that most of us common folk don't realize. they don't ever talk about race. They don't
Well,
ever talk about race.
well, they don't have to though, because the ones that want to, they pit the poor people against each other.
Right. They have people that actually lobby to that'll bring up race for them just to get people like us sitting and arguing about shit that doesn't even matter to them.
Yeah, because I mean, what it is.
Rich black people have this black charge of like you have to give back to the community. Rich white people have no such thing.
No, because it's that flat blackness though, man. And part of it is like some of the ideology. Hey, if you make it, then you got to help somebody else out. And it's like, that's not the case. If I make it, I make it. I would have my family, and my family would do well, and then I would just like continue on, and like my kids wouldn't have to get it out the mud. Like
here's the irony though, right? Rich black people don't love black people either. See, rich black people do a good job of singing that song of we all black together, and I'll buy your kids some backpacks. You know what I'm saying? Like a bunch of single moms out here.
I'll give you a turkey at Christmas time, like Nino.
Right. Everybody's Nino Brown at Christmas, at Thanksgiving and shit. But rich black people, they don't.
But where are you the rest of the year when I can't pay my electric bill in the middle of the summer and it's 900 degrees out?
They're selling crack, bro. That's what they're doing.
Yep. Good crack. Like Joel Santana said back in the 2000s.
Oh, that Pink Panther shit. Damn.
A lot of people,
That's all that rust. That's all that rust going into the Ohio ozone and raising the
all the stuff that's going on. Can you explain to me that?
This stuff that's going on.
Can everyone hear me now?
Like if I be walking on the street.
Who's that?
I don't feel
Black Faculty
like that, but
oh yeah, we heard you fine before.
I thought you guys thought I was barking.
Well, yeah, you did drop off. Your audio was clear. Your signal just dropped off for a second. But yeah, we got you. We got you.
Okay, so back to my discussion. Birth rates. Even if we account for the devastation that might be temporary and will moderate out after we get rid of migrants and immigrants, what about the collapse in demographics?
That's a different issue. Hold on, that's a different issue, but it has to be addressed. And I think those are different social trends. Like the birth rate thing has to be solved on a more social level. And the same way that we don't pay immigrants to live here, we shouldn't subsidize women to not have families. We should actually stop giving women so much artificial support. That will skyrocket birth rates overnight.
Yes, the incentive structure is all jacked up right now. And then honestly, like you can't have the birthright question or whatever if you're gonna pour in all these people that are not gonna assimilate. That's not gonna be good for your homogenization of your culture.
Birth rates are irrelevant if you're gonna attack the native population with an aggressive, invasive population. But Chuck, you Angry Snowman, you're trying to get in there.
Well, while he's waiting to get up here real quick, your hood. The reason why they're doing is because these foreign blacks are a better investment for the upper class whites. White people have tried to trickle down and give Angry Snowman and his people some money, but they ain't do shit with it. But bought an RV, like I said. These Haitians are gonna do more with that money and be a better.
An RV is gonna do more for a person than Jordans and fucking rims do.
Okay, sure. It's cool. And these Haitians are going to do
more. Your John Deere tractors, your fucking cowboy hats, your motherfucking
one at a time. One at a time. Pastor, take the floor again. You got it.
These Haitians will be better Americans than Angry Snowman or a lot of us blacks have ever been. I believe that's sad to say.
I disagree with that.
Haitians will be better Americans. Wow. Good. Socrates, finish up.
Yeah, I think what will happen. I think the reason why they want migrants is I think that the low wages and the low birth rates are kind of correlated. So the government and the elites have obviously sold men under the bus in order to appeal to women in order to get political power. They take this political power, print dollars, and pass off debt. So basically you're paying off debt and you're getting high tax. Now, if they were to try to reverse this, they would have to go against women, which is their most faithful voting bloc. And I don't think they're willing to do that.
Pussies.
Well, and if I could add to what we were discussing earlier, as far as immigration thing.
Yes, Norman.
One thing I dislike the most about this whole immigration talk is them wanting to do away with pointing out the difference between illegal immigration and migrants. Because nobody's trying to get rid of migrants. We're trying to get rid of people that are here illegally, that didn't come here the same way everyone else that isn't from here came.
Technically, I want zero. I want actually a -10 immigration. That's kind of what I want. -10% immigration every year.
I don't think your opinion is the vast majority of America. The vast majority of America just wants something done about the illegal migrant problem.
Hey, but check this out, Snowman. It, like, God forbid something happen, right? You have like you have like an event that like that happened in Israel, right? Hey, guess what? Niggas gonna be in line on day one talking about we need to get everybody out of here. Even the commentators on CNN or whatever won't have a leg to stand on. They're gonna be real quiet.
I'm just saying, I think that's why they keep pushing this whole thing about wanting to blur the lines between legal and illegal.
Look,
the arguments about are the same when they're not.
The biggest threat to America is white men.
The people
that's a lie. That's a lie.
Down the hill that they try to
that's a lie. That's a lie. That is a lie. White men is not the biggest threat. So wait. Who's more apt to have a attack on the soil? White men or these people that came in like the Boston Bombers? They come from a country that ain't really friendly to us.
White men, Oklahoma.
Really?
Anybody got $20?
Really? Right now, you got all these countries that don't like us, and they're just like funneling people in that are ready to do door to door. And I ain't talking about trick or treating.
They want a bounty on you now, Pastor.
Pastor, we might have to go to war, Pastor. You taking the bounties? I'm trying to get to 10-star FBI. And you getting kicked out. That's supposed to. I'm already at 7 stars, man.
You know what? They sound like the boy from Boondocks. You know, with Thugnificent and everybody being in that one scenario, and he always come out with the left field shit like Wendy's and shit. That's Dave.
Dave actually sounds like Trey's retarded brother.
So one of the main reasons why the quote unquote FBI and the Merrick Garland types or whatever are saying that white men are the biggest threats, because they're the first ones to say anything about what's actually going on. Like the biggest threat a couple years ago or whatever were the people that were talking all this crazy stuff about the school systems and be like, hey, we shouldn't be having this in our schools. And that's all they were saying. They weren't saying anything about race or whatever. They were saying that, hey, we shouldn't have these boys just because they say they're girls now being able to go in women's bathroom. But come to find out, Alex. Come to find out, guess what's happening? Mayor Garland or whatever, his son-in-law gets to make the books. He had a contract with the books, so guess what? That was in direct correlation. If you get rid of the books, the contract goes away. Follow the money.
Why are white balances out of line? The past 2 attempts on Trump's life have been white men. You know, the past mass.
Yeah, they've been white men that they say are Republican, but have voted Democrat their entire life.
And donated to them.
Left, right,
Pastor, those are over here, Pastor. Let me introduce some new terminology to you, Pastor. We have a label for these guys. So first, we have the term GAWNs, gay adjacent woke niggas. You understand what that means, Pastor? A gay adjacent woke nigga, right? So. We also have several variations of the GAWN. There's the gay ass woke nigga. He's not gay adjacent. He's just gay, right? So there's gay adjacent. There's gay ass woke niggas. And then there's gay ass white niggas. That's who tried to shoot Trump. Gay ass white niggas.
You forgot about the trigger.
Triggers are a totally different breed. I was just speaking about GAWNs. Triggers are a wholly different type, totally different slur class, sir.
But they're in the set, but they're still in the rainbow class.
The triggers are responsible for a different type of shootings. We were talking about Trump, and I'm saying you're not wrong, but the triggers were shooting schools. GAWNs were shooting at Trump.
And subways. Don't forget about subways, Hood.
What about Mickas?
No,
Niggas just shoot up my panel every now and then. I got a whole different thing going on.
Churches, they shoot up grocery stores. Where else? Like honestly, the whole reason we're having a whole 2A argument is because of white men. It's not because of niggas.
No, it was. No. Original gun control was because of black people.
Yeah,
the original gun control.
Is because of white men.
Dude, there are more shootings and people getting shot up in the hood than anywhere else in America.
No. This goes back into the 1930s.
Let me raise another.
And you know what?
Talking about 1930s.
Hold on, Mr. O. I want you to finish that thought, and I want to jump in and make another point.
Back in the 1930s, in the 1920s, they had a little prohibition thing with the Tommy guns. Everybody getting whacked. Everybody know about the St. Valentine's Day massacre. And then we get into the late 20s, even to the 1930s. What was going on in the Midwest and some parts of the East Coast with white boys and the Model Ts and them nice little Tommy guns and shit like that, going town to town, just visiting people.
What the fuck does that got to do with now?
Well, Mr. O, nobody wanted to ban. Hold on. Nobody wanted to ban guns at that point, though.
No, they made stricter gun laws because of that point. That's what I was trying to say.
Okay.
The white man.
No, they made stricter gun laws because civilians had higher power rifles and guns than the police did. That's why it was done.
I'm not disagreeing.
That being said, I want to make another point about white men and guns. I think one of the reasons why they attack white men and guns, it has nothing to do with guns being bad per se. The attack on white men with guns is purely an attack on a masculine concept. That's really why they want to attack the idea of white men with guns. It's another avenue of masculinity that can be further diminished. So the idea of righteous individual self-defense, it's made, the gun is a force multiplier when it comes to righteous individual self-defense. And in American culture, the one man with a gun who brings justice is kind of an American theme, the cowboys and whatnot. That one sheriff that gets all the bad guys out of town, right? The idea of a man with a gun. He's usually a white guy with a gun. Definitely. Fucking Rambo, right? Rambo's the ultimate white guy with a gun, right? You just drop this motherfucker off in a non-white country, and you got a movie.
I would argue, John.
Well, that's a movie character because in real life, white guys are in Kentucky on I-75 shooting at people on track coming in.
I Pastor. White supremacy got your mic. Give it in a second. White supremacy fucking with you right now. I got your mic, but I'm just making a point that the white man with the gun is synonymous with American masculinity. And by attacking the white man with a gun, they get to further denigrate masculinity as a concept for all Americans.
Hold on, because Hood, you noticed that when it was a black kid that shot up a school in Texas or Nevada, I think it was Nevada, the media didn't make a big deal out of that.
What was this? It was Texas. It was Texas, yes. And I know exactly what you're talking about.
You know, one person.
It's still a fucking school shooting, dude.
Man.
I will say this.
That was an art school too. That was an art school too in a very well-to-do neighborhood. It's like a high skill, like one of those high-end schools. But what I wanted to point out, right, Pastor, you're gonna point out the I-75 shooter in Kentucky. I'm not very far away from that because I'm in Tennessee. But what about the Beltway sniper? Like what in 12?
Yeah, what about the DC sniper? What about the Columbus sniper that sat on the loop that goes around Columbus, Ohio, shooting people?
Yeah, so we can't just name these one-off things and be like, oh, see.
I never even heard about Columbus sniper. I never knew that was.
Because you wouldn't learn about it unless you lived in Ohio, Hood.
Hey, also, like in Dallas, there was that one former Army dude that happened to be black or whatever shooting at police that protest.
Or what about the black dude that lost his noodle in the subway in New York?
That's New York.
Oh, the guy on the train.
Subway.
Yeah,
that's like a portal to hell. That doesn't count.
Yeah, but I mean, if that though,
hold on, Dave. we want to make a caveat. All of our black things don't count. You see how that works? Because see, black folk don't have like the quote school shooter reputation. I will give white people that. In
Because
terms
of
of a
metal
young kid,
detectors. Because metal
no,
detectors, Hood.
that might be, but no, I think there's a different thing, and I've posited this theory before. Let me lay this out. Black kids have a certain rage that is focused externally. And therefore, they're, black on black crime, black male on female violence, or whatever. Black male rage is an external thing. White male rage tends to be more internal. And so white people will suicide at a higher rate. And the school shooter thing, I think, is an example of that white male rage. They hate themselves, but they also hate all the other white people too. And the white school shooter thing is a unique white expression of that white male rage. But I think black men, young inner city black kids, have a similar defect, but it expresses itself differently.
I never thought about it that deep. That was intriguing.
Well, if you look at a lot of these white school shooters too, they all have a lot of the same warning signs. Almost all of them were on some kind of watch list, or the authorities of every town that they were in were made aware of them, including the FBI. And
there were some kind of pill regimen.
Jesus. Go ahead, man.
No, finish your point, Snowman. We do have to be a little bit more polite of each other speaking, but you had the floor, Snowman.
No, man, he knows it. He can finish it. Go ahead.
Let the white man vent, man.
My biggest thing is like one thing.
Let the militaries fall.
One thing that they all have in common, the SSR, that like typically the SSRIs. That's like the biggest thing that nobody points to ever.
That slowed them up from doing it quick.
What does SSRI mean?
From serotonin, it's the serotonin receptionist inhibitor.
You talking about when I got to get that car insurance?
No,
shut the fuck up,
insurance. We don't need to go into serotonin receptionist inhibitors. We don't need. That's a deep path to go down. We don't even really know how that shit works, but we do give it to people. We do know it kind of we don't. It's not going to that. It's not going. That's the off.
Well, no, because now we're getting a little bit more conspiratorial, but now we're making evidence that the white school shooter phenomena has different components to it. Some external factors that don't get addressed, perhaps.
Well, some of the other things that I was going to point out is the fact that a lot of them come from broken homes. Almost all of them are in custody of the state or some kind of state-run function or organization. Almost all of them were going through some kind of mental health counseling and were on some kind of mental health drug and should have been all this should have been recognized long beforehand. It's almost like they were groomed to do what they were doing by the very system that's trying to say they were trying to prevent it.
Hey, in fact,
you sounded like a black person, man.
Hey, in fact, the last one was known as the school shooter
against the great American government.
Other kids called that dude the school shooter. The very last one, he met all the markers,
and not all of them are on SSRIs. Some of them are on Adderall. Well, some of them on a mixture of both. That's the problem when you put them on an SSRI and then you put them on a stimulant like Adderall or Vyvanse. When you start mixing those two, when you start pretty much giving a kid meth, clean meth, and then giving them something to keep them from being depressed, it's all to fight depression. All this is to fight depression.
You said Adderall is like meth without all the pesky side effects, like you get to keep your teeth?
Dude, Adderall is literally one chemical compound different than methamphetamine version. Other than that, it's the exact same thing. It's dude, the chemical name of it is amphetamine salts.
Do you get to keep your teeth is what I'm asking you.
Yes, you can keep your teeth.
Not long term.
That's dope.
Long term, you do not.
Okay, never mind. Never mind. Fuck Adderall.
That's bullshit, Pastor, because most meth heads lose their teeth from smoking it, not snorting it.
Hey, also, they don't get the minerals and all that stuff, so their body's trying to pull the shit out from wherever they can.
Tooth decay is often associated with cotton mouth or excessive dry mouth.
From smoking.
But it can also happen with Adderall, but that's just why people that drink Adderall, but take Adderall, have to always drink water to hydrate.
Well, any amphetamine that you need to hydrate because that's what it does is it dehydrates you.
We kind of got off the beaten path here, but I want to show you guys this really cool video of the U.S. government destroying a border wall. Yeah, I bet you didn't know we did that. I remember I was over on I was over on Q Butters. I was arguing with that guy Domo, and he was trying to tell me. He was trying to tell me how there is no policy to help the migrants get into the country, and now we find out there are, in fact, policies to help the migrants get into the country. Look at this government policy in action, bro.
Bulldozer Act.
How can you say that when Texas had to sue and was sued by the federal government to protect their own borders?
You can't tell these niggas shit, but I tried to tell them because I was there. But you can't tell these niggas shit.
To the Adderall, causing
look at dude floating all the way in the right, man. He lost in the curve.
Look at him floating away. Fuck him. Bye. Nah. Hey.
Everybody just looking like,
they like, man, goodbye. You didn't make it.
Oh shit.
That was crazy.
I think it should have bought a rope.
Go right here. That motherfucker finna fly right by.
Y'all supposed to hold hands crossing that river, man.
You know what kills me about all the bleeding hearts though? That like, oh yeah, we need to just let these people in. What about the trafficking, including the little girls that got and the young girls that got to be on birth control because their parents are scared they're gonna be pregnant? What about that kind of stuff?
He's trying to swim too. He's trying to get.
I wonder if this one dude in the white shirt in the middle, is he gonna make it? Because he got like that little red bag on the back. He got all his dry goods up there. I wonder if he made it.
I don't think so, man.
He might be in Chicago right now, Dave. Shut up. He coming for you.
Hey, man, we don't need no more Guava Wallers up here, bro.
Black people in there too.
Bro,
we don't need no more Guava Wallers.
They all float down here, bro. They all float down here.
You'll float too. You'll float too. Fuck that. They all got to float somewhere else, man. Fuck that.
Hey, how come they don't ever mention the number of drownings? Because like there's X amount of drownings every year. But I'm saying like the number.
Those numbers.
No, but I'm saying I want.
If you start counting those numbers, the Democrats would only use that as fodder. They'd be like, "Oh my God, we got to build bridges across the Rio Grande. These people are drowning." No, don't count the drowned dead. No, that's the last thing you want. No body, no crime.
They'd blame it on border control. They'd say they're lassoing them up and throwing them in the river.
No body, no crime, bro. The mob had that shit right, bro. No body, no crime. You can't count a motherfucker who never shows up.
No, Hood. That is a problem. That is a problem. We might need to build a dam down there with a bridge. We're losing.
It's called a wall, brother. It's called a wall. That's not the type of river you get a good dam off of. You just put a wall on the edges of it.
I get a little energy off that. Look!
I mean, you could, but no. It's the border. It's the border. We don't really want a hydroelectric dam. We want a fucking wall. You're gonna make it so big it never happened. You trying to build that California monorail again? No. We just want a simple wall.
I thought the Rio Grande was basically drying up like the Euphrates, anyhow.
Right. We need a fucking dam. Just put a wall on it.
Man, that's too many beavers for me. Talking about let the bitches come over here with they struggling beavers and you go as a beavers to build a damn man. Come on.
The military is training them because I was watching some of this migrant stuff, especially when there was an Eagle Pass. I got tired of the Eagle Pass.
He's trying to pedal the other way, but it just ain't working. They just looking at it like.
And a lot of them were wearing like 5'11" and military. They were wearing military. They were like 5'11" and military outfitted stuff too. So I'm thinking, like, how do they get that 5'11" stuff? And
imagine being in the Mexican military and you drown in a river. You piece of shit Mexican soldier ass nigga. How you drown in a river?
If you're getting handed a $20,000-$30,000 check when you cross the border, you can afford to go to the Army surplus store and pay double for it.
No, they be having that shit in the caravans. I saw it in the caravans.
Some of them probably do, because listen, the cartel, the guys you see in videos aren't the guys that you're gonna see with serious things sneaking into the country. Put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
This
ain't the regular rap.
They didn't show it a lot. They showed this a lot.
No. This right here, this is the economy route. There are premium routes.
Right.
You can walk from Mexico to fucking parts of California, New Mexico, Texas, and Arizona. You can walk these borders without ever seeing the sky. You feel me? Texas, the tunnel game is crazy.
But they got another. That's the people coming in the tunnels are the military people.
Shout out to El Chapo and his tunnel program.
The Chinese.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
The Chinese nationalist military and the Mexican gangsters, the niggas, the real people that got real guns, they going through through the tunnels. They're not going on.
The MA. You talking about the MA?
Yeah, they going on under the tunnels.
Right. This is what I'm saying. Like the people who have money to really travel like that clandestinely, they're not gonna get caught on camera walking through the Darien Gap like this. They're gonna fly to Mexico and they're gonna cartel their way through a tunnel.
No, Holmes. Yeah, tell them no. Tell Kamala Harris that your new neighbors are here.
They've known about the tunnel since the Fast and the Furious days. And I find it mighty funny that Fast and the Furious made a movie about them going through Mexican tunnels. Then the government going and run a program called Fast and Furious where they running shit to Mexico. I was like, what is going on?
Fast and Furious running shit to Mexico came out before the movie, though.
The devil and his minions got to tell you they plan before they do it.
The Obama Fast and Furious program was during his tenure, but that shit probably had been going on for a while though.
Obama picked up from a George Bush era program. That's
that's probably not the first time that's ever happened.
To answer your question, in the comment section, yes, and he's going down like a whale on a boat.
I haven't talked about Eric Adams at all yet. Eric Adams, I mean, I'm not a fan of his, but I will say he probably did get the evil eye on him once he started complaining about all the migrants. He could have been corrupt, but you can't complain about this shit. This shit is priority.
Hey, Hood, New York has a brand, man.
Facts.
I'm curious.
I think they all tied to something bigger. I think they trying to keep from telling this guy named Jehovah.
Who's curious?
Like
I am.
You know that Asian guy that the United States been chasing after the pretty much the Asian Epstein?
No, don't care about him. But what I do care about is what's your thoughts on that sheriff that shot that judge in Tennessee or Kentucky?
In Kentucky, that was I don't man.
It was in Kentucky.
I'm dude. That dude walked right up into the judge's chambers and unloaded on him.
But why?
Well, I don't think you walked into the judge's chambers. I think they had a conversation in the judge's chambers, and at a certain point, the motherfucker had to die.
Did the judge really touch his daughter?
Allegedly, that's what happened.
I think that was the conversation that got him killed.
Yeah, it wasn't just his daughter though. Allegedly, it was his daughter and multiple other people's daughters around the town.
Oh, so he just had a thing. Okay, yeah. Listen, man. Some of these niggas just gotta go, bro. What do you want me to tell you, man?
Hey, I think that sheriff should be given a fucking a medal of honor.
They real quiet. They real quiet. They're real quiet in that town now. Like most of the townspeople aren't saying nothing.
They're not
as you should be.
That's like a Freddy Krueger situation. The parents didn't say nothing.
The last thing a small town in America wants is the feds and the national media poking around town business.
Yeah, look at what happened in Missouri.
Yeah, man.
Anyway,
I want
to take a brief break and give you guys a little musical interlude, and I'll answer this phone. I'll be right back.
I cry, I went, I cried till you need us. I cried, I went, I cried till you need us. Tears fall from my eyes like a gentle touch. Why do you FBA niggas hate me so much? Why are you so divisive? I thought you were my brother, man. Why do you call me a tether? Because I fled from the motherland. I cried, I whined, I cried till you need us. I cried, I whined, I cried till you need us. I cried, I whined, I cried till you need us. I cried, I whined, I cried till you need us. Tears fall from my eyes like a gentle touch. Why do you FBA niggas hate me so much? Why do you call me a scammer and you point out my scandals? You niggas make fun of my flip-flops and you make fun of my sandals. I cry, I whine, I cry to you niggas. I cry, I whine, I cry to you niggas. I cry, I whine, I cry to you niggas. I cry, I whine, I cry to you niggas. You said I fled my homeland on a boat or an airline. You say that I work for Postmates and you make fun of my hairline. I cry, I whine, I cry to you niggas. I cry to you niggas. I cry, I whine, I cry to you niggas. I cry, I whine, I cry to you niggas.
Hey, Hood, share my screen because it literally goes right along with this when it's done. Share my screen real
Man,
quick.
we gotta go save Haiti, bro.
Real quick. You'll love it.
That y'all keep BSing, but when I say we need 2 aircraft carrier strike groups, African American military, I think we can fuck around and put that together and go to the Pentagon with that. They'll be like, okay, you know what I'm saying?
What?
Because when you listen to that song, you know what I'm saying, you realize that there's things African Americans got to do globally. You know what I'm saying?
What the fuck?
You know
the fuck?
What is
like,
this?
y'all ain't on it.
You're talking about,
y'all ain't on it.
Dude, you can't even come together long enough to clean up the block.
Yeah, why would you need an aircraft carrier for Haiti though?
Huh?
Why would you need an aircraft carrier for Haiti though?
Nah, nigga trying to get his hands on some weapons. That's what he trying to do.
You an aircraft carrier?
I like him, yo. What's
know
wrong?
what I'm
What's wrong with what he said? The
Real
United
talk,
States,
like it's time, man. Like the pride that's gonna be seen when you see the African American aircraft carrier group pull up to port and port call and shit like that. We need shit to protect niggas while overseas, all type of shit. You know what I'm saying? The U.S. government is, our military doing a lot, but they need to go ahead and put it together because the kings can't do it. They over there getting their ass scraped over there in wherever the capital of Haiti is. You know what I'm saying? We can fuck around and goddamn it, not no colonialization. Like what they did, how China, America invested in China, you know what I'm saying? African Americans can fuck around and turn that shit into a powerhouse or some shit. You know what I'm saying? It's time to go get
There
this.
you go, trying to bring people that ain't like you into being you again.
Not being
All right,
me.
sorry, I'm back. I had to take a work call. What do we think about the Tariq Nasheed immigrant video? Tariq Nasheed is an anti-immigrant black man. It's weird being on the same side as Tariq. I'm uncomfortable with that, but it is what it is. That was a hell of a video. And it had a little bop to it. I cry.
Share my video.
That's not real.
I win, I cry to you niggas. I cry, I win, I cry to you niggas. Tears fall from my eyes like a gentle touch. Why do you FBA niggas hate me so much? Why are you so divisive? I thought you were my brother, man. Why do you call me a tether? Because I fled from the motherland. I cry, I whine, I cry to you niggas. I cry, I whine, I cry to you niggas.
This is a jam.
It's a little bit of a bop. I won't lie. Tariq Nasheed, you kind of made a little bop right there, man. It was kind of catchy. It's got that they not like us catchy vibe to it. I'm with that, bro. I cried to you niggas. Oh, bro, I'm with it. I'm with it. That's just crazy. Snowman, what is this you got queued up?
Hey, Hood, can you hear me?
Yeah, what up?
I said you ain't shit because... Oh, damn.
What the fuck is this shit?
What the fuck?
You gotta work on that a little bit. You got to work on
Yeah.
that. It's almost there. It's almost there, Snowman.
Yeah, white
Almost.
humor.
No.
White humor is awkward, yo. Y'all gotta hang around more black people.
Yo.
That was making funny.
Hey, Hood, you ain't shit
There
because
is
you
a
have
dryness
Roland.
to white humor.
You ain't shit because you had Roland in the corner dancing to the whole time when the music was playing. And you know what I'm saying? It fits appropriately, man.
He whined, he cried to you niggas.
Man, he dancing to the beat and everything, man. That shit was
Hey, yo, I thought that was a real fucking music video, boy.
Nah, this is 100% AI right here. I only got this weird small screen of it. I couldn't get a bigger
Who's really
thing. I would
racist
have had
then?
to download
White
it and
man or
fuck with
AI?
it.
Think about
Listen,
that.
niggas and AI are just as racist as any white man, bro.
Why they always say?
Oh no, because you're wrong. Because AI still isn't tethered to their women. That's why black people will never be fully racist, man. They listen to their women too much.
not me.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think women with clothes on, period. Like I learned from
I
Dirty Fo.
already fought that battle in the Den of Negroes, and they're all feminists. They trying to be racist. That shit was cute. It was struggle, but it was cute.
I cried to you niggas. I cried, I whined. I cried to you niggas. Tears fall from my eyes like a gentle touch. Why do you FBA niggas hate me so much? Why do you call me a scammer and you point out my scandals? You niggas make fun of my flip-flops and you make fun of my sandals. I cried, I whined, I cried to you niggas. I cried, I whined, I cried to you niggas. I cried, I whined,
It is.
I cried to you niggas.
This is a banger,
I
man.
cried, I
This should feel like a little Afro beats rhythm to it. Like it's got a bop to it, man.
Nah, man, this is how bad in decline rap and hip hop music has become that you guys think this is a banger.
Yeah,
I feel
that's a
for
banger,
you.
man.
You can't. I feel like you don't have enough soul to accurately judge the power
Are you
of this
serious,
song.
dude? I'm actually.
I am in fact quite serious, my brother.
This is a banger.
Just saying. Pretty sure
Some people play music and some people know music, and I'm just saying this has got a bop to it, bro.
For about 10 seconds.
Hey,
Shit,
man.
them bars, bruh.
You know damn well
you're not hearing the
you
greatness
ain't
in
listening
this,
to this
bro.
on repeat in the car.
Bro, I would play this in a convertible with the top down,
Bro, they're
and Flatbush.
is way better than this, all hands down.
Yeah.
I would play these two songs back to back. I would that so far that's a 2-track playlist right there.
Swear to God, I play this.
to you niggas. You said I fled my homeland on a boat or an airline. You say that I work for Postmates and you make fun of my hairline. I cried, I went, you niggas.
This last bar, they went in. They went in on the last bar. I can't even lie.
You said I fled my homeland on a boat or an airline. You say that I work for Postmates and you make fun of my hairline. I cried, I went, you niggas. On a boat or an airline. You say that I work for Postmates and you make fun of my hairline. I cried, I went, you niggas.
They make the Olympics fair. They should make Africans have fun.
Hold on, what'd you say?
I said to make the Olympics fair, any African runner that's in the Olympics should have to wear flip-flops in any race they run.
Yo, but shout out to Tariq Nasheed for actually taking advantage. Tariq Nasheed is actually doing what I'm saying. You think he's being racist or a separatist from the tethers
He's
No,
being
he's
a
not.
nationalist. We're
No, he's
just joking
he's
about
not being a
racism.
nationalist. He's playing the globalist game while you see nationalism.
How is it
That's just,
globalism to be pro your country?
no, they're calling in his show. He talking with them. He only doing this nationalist play because
I think this is a new turn for Tariq Nasheed. He is a Pan-African, so all this is new and weird for him. But still, how is being a nationalist actually a part of the globalist
I always thought
agenda?
Tariq Nasheed was a science fiction novelist.
Well,
He did that too.
this is how he's playing this game, right? You don't think Tariq Nasheed is working on a global network with all kinds of Africans and Haitians and why he working with everyone? Let's keep it real.
I think he's betraying a lot of what he did for the last 10 years. Yeah.
He's working with everyone, right? So when he makes stuff like this, it's still playing to that globalist game. It's just making a joke about it. But he's not. I think he's supporting it.
Only in the sense that if you're calling Tariq a grifter, I'll accept that.
Yeah,
that being said, I like this song though. I'm not a fan of Tariq either way, but I think it's funny.
Man, this is a banger, dog. Can we just say that?
Yeah, how he get them to call in? Exactly. He got reach.
You guys really in Chicago need to stop letting Dave speak for you because it's starting to look bad.
Calm down.
Come on, spit it out, Dave. It ain't yours.
Calm down. I'm eating a pizza. Calm down. I'm tired of Rust Belt talk. Never mind. I'm doing disengaged. Go ahead.
I'm tired of homo talk, but here we are.
Damn, man. What the fuck?
I was below the belt.
Whoa. What the fuck? You're going to have the super pause, man. This is crazy.
I cry to you.
That's why America following, man.
I cry to you, niggas. I cry to you, niggas. You said I fled my homeland on a boat or an airline. You say that I work for Postmates and you make fun of my hairline. I cried, I went to you, niggas. I cried to you, niggas. I cried to you, niggas. I cried to you, niggas.
This a hit, dog. That's a hit.
Well, he's getting the awkwardness out of the room before we all become Pan-Africans. We're just getting the awkwardness out of the room. That's it.
Would you bang them?
I would, because she's going to be cooking me food as soon as I'm finished.
Mm-hmm.
She's not bad looking anyway. And I get potato and chicken. Oh, shit. I would fold her up like a pretzel.
The average American Negro is not ready to live on the countryside. I grew up in the country, but the average.
Now I'm intrigued. What are you doing with these pretzels? I mean, with this potato. Oh shit, I'm intrigued. Yes, Dave. I would bang the shit out of. Matter of fact, I would wait until after I ate this food so I could save up my energy. This chicken potato thing they're making right now.
You ain't gonna have it.
Wait, is she gonna fry it again? Hold up, what's happening?
Whoa! Dude, what that is that's a potato fucking crust fried chicken.
Oh my!
And Dave up here asking me if I would hit that, bro. This is why they marrying these Asian bitches, Dave. This is why they getting married, Dave. Chill. What you mean if I would hit that, bro? I'm trying to import
Then he gonna say a lot of African Americans ain't ready to live in the country.
You support open borders, then?
Yeah.
I don't support open borders. I'm trying to import a slave, nigga. One single slave that I might marry for legal documentation purposes, but she never leaving the house though.
Open borders.
That's not an open border. That's a wife. That's my wife you're talking about, you son of a bitch.
Right.
She came from an open border.
Dude, you sound like a woman trying to get the last word.
He is, bro. I swear to God.
Open border.
You female dick police ass nigga, bro. Chill.
In order to pull this off, you got to open up the border.
What the fuck are you talking about? You could probably get that at any fucking China garden in America.
Right.
Welcome you,
bro. I can get that. I can get that on Jackson Avenue in Queens right now.
Open borders, y'all want open borders now? I get it.
They're already here in Queens right now. I just got to negotiate price.
We don't need open borders, Joe. Man, all you gotta do is holler at the bitch on Snapchat or TikTok. She'll come over here. Fuck you, come. Man.
What is this recipe here? It's like
I don't know,
potato
but that
crusted.
phenomenal.
Yeah,
and then that's not even like they took the bone, they deboned it and then reboned it. How you debone and rebone?
They didn't rebone. What they did is they just shaped it into the size of a
no.
chicken.
Watch it again. Watch it again. They deboned it and then they reboned it. Watch, bro. I've never seen this.
Shit right here.
Well, you know all the flavor is in the bone.
Hey, y'all
bro,
know
that's why they reboned it. She was like, "Nah, we gotta recycle that shit."
She did rebone it.
Y'all ever watch Epic Meal Time? You ever seen them the guys from Canada? You know what I'm saying? Be making all big old weird shit.
I don't watch Canadians do anything.
Hey, no, they hilarious. They ain't shit. No, Angry Snowman, you'll love them because they ain't shit. They represent the true part of Canadian.
Deboned it, mashed it together. Look at that. With a little spoon and everything.
Now watch the next couple of seasons. All right, they're gonna season it up, put some other shit in there, and then they're gonna rebone it, bro. They rebone.
She said,
"That's crazy."
That's my baby girl.
Yo, it's too late, bro. I already imported her. I got the documents already in my printer.
I need to talk to the wife. I need one of those.
I'm trying to tell you, man.
Oh my God.
I need to see if the wife will let us have one.
This is what I'm looking for.
I knew y'all want to open borders, yo. We need to open these borders up and bring these women in.
I want an open kitchen, not an open border.
Oh, I agree.
Right.
All the women across the border.
I mean, honestly, we wouldn't even be fighting immigration that hard if it was mostly bitches who can cook shit like that.
Right, nobody would be up at arms, man.
No military age men between the ages.
I mean, we
of
can't watch
18
that again. This shit is wild.
American women would be sick, but fuck them bitches. That's what you get.
They're already going to a cold in like they want to. Y'all do know they had a lot of sanitarians back in the day for this situation, but a lot of people don't want to put bitches back in the funny farm. I mean, it is what it is.
Dude, I'm with you on that one. I promote that.
Yeah, well, not fighting you here, bro.
Put crazy where crazy belongs, behind bars.
I'm not mad at them open up that. See, y'all keep trying to get away from the fact that they need to bring more women into the United States. They don't need to bring in all these military age men. These niggas ain't gonna work. They're not gonna really work that hard anyway. We've seen that. They pretty much just want to get here and get rich quick. They're on the 50 cent. They're on the 50 cent assimilation, not on the American citizen assimilation. So we don't need to bring a whole bunch of them in at one time. I do agree with y'all on that.
We don't need foreign men. Foreign women are always negotiable.
I blame that. What was that TV show, Desperate Housewives? And then y'all let y'all women start importing all these dudes over there to blam and shit like that.
Before that, there was a show called Sex and the City. That's what everything was the shit. Then they got so flagrant. Then they got so fucking flagrant. They made 2 black versions of the damn show called Living Single and Girlfriends, and that's when we got fucked.
I was going to say before that there was the Bad Girls Club.
Y'all keep fumbling the bag, Snowman.
What the fuck you talking about, dude?
Hell, before that,
it's your women that's corrupted all the other women.
The white man, shut the fuck up, y'all. Hey, let me get this point. The white man got to take this L for Girls Gone Wild.
I will take that L. That was fucked up.
And no, the cancel culture.
That just goes to show just how dumb white girls are. They'll fucking believe somebody when they say, "Yeah, sure, this ain't going to end up on a video. Take this T-shirt and show me your titties."
Was that Girls Gone Wild?
Yes.
That dude's still under litigation for all that shit. Fucking dummy.
That shit took over the goddamn advertising.
No, that shit ruined that man's life, dude. He's under so much litigation because of that now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't find husbands. That's what it was. Them bitches try to get married.
No, it's because he made it seem like that it was going to be something that wasn't going to make it out on the mainstream. That's how he sold it to him.
Those girls. No, that's not.
Not the past. Maybe by the time Girls Gone Wild was popular, that isn't the case. But when it first started, yeah, when it first started, he was just going to bars and trying to get girls to get naked for him, and he made millions.
I can believe that. But
he made millions, dude, and all they got was a fucking cheap $5 fucking T-shirt.
It is what it is.
And look, I am mad at him. I am not mad at him. It's about time a man gets something over.
I'm more pragmatic. It's my damn self. I mean, if a bitch want to, hey, she was gonna come there and show her tits anyway. Hey, she might as well get. Hey, look.
Promote my brand while you doing it.
Today, Snowman, you have been a white man for Kamala today, Angry Snowman.
You're a fag.
You have been sounding like
you are a fag.
Drop the link.
You have been sounding like a white man for Kamala today.
And you've been sounding like a dick sucker.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just saying it's okay. It's okay.
You explain to me how I've been sounding like a Kamala.
You a white man for Kamala. You vote for Kamala. I know you are.
Damn. After I'll be honest with you, I would put you in the presidential office before I would her, and I don't like you.
I don't know.
I feel like we need a break in this action right here. You guys pipe down for a minute. Let's let the real racists stand up.
Haitians have no home here. We don't want you here. Let them know. Springfield is about love.
That's
we love our people, all people.
Shut up, white bitch.
Love this town. Get out. Leave us alone. Leave us alone.
I wonder if she'd say that same thing.
What is that shit at the bottom? They foreigners too. This is wild.
No hate.
She looks like a rainbow community person.
So what is this? The stormtroopers, immigrant stormtroopers? What does that say at the bottom? The Yeesian, Kajin, man,
that says Haitians have no place here in Haitian. Probably.
That's Haitian?
Haiti's nowhere near Spring.
That look like Turkey. That look like
so why?
That look like an ancient Caucasus language.
2,000 at least, which is a third of the population of Springfield. Haitians. Why were they brought here?
To disrupt everything.
It's pretty simple to understand.
Y'all need speaking classes too. This is not invigorating.
Seriously, Dave, say ask.
We just want to
right there. Shut up.
We just really care about Haiti. That's bullshit. Spread their hate online. They act big and tough, and then a little rain comes and they're nowhere to be seen.
Who do you mean by these people?
All these racists who are supposed to be out here today.
And you haven't seen any of them out here.
I'm asking you guys. You guys have been here longer than us. What is the purpose? We're here to bash the fash. We heard there's going to be
they're Antifa.
Rally, bunch of
some Tifas.
Racists who
as soon as they say bash the fash, that's how you know.
White supremacists.
Yep.
I don't know if you.
Ultimately, Democrats.
Ultimately, the
It
feds.
seems like they're nowhere to be found.
Ultimately, while white men are dangerous.
Yeah, they need to fix their fucking country. Get the fuck out of ours.
Oh, I see.
They don't need our money. They don't need our money. They don't need us playing fucking daddy for them, paying all their bills, paying their fucking
Do you think that's what this is? You think a human being trying to make a life and make a living so they can
Well, I'm confused. Who's
weird.
Antifa here?
I have no idea.
Dude, that's weird, man, because that's not normal Antifa rhetoric right there that he's saying.
Nope.
It's Antifa rhetoric mixed with Antifa.
I tried to tell you this was happening, but y'all did not believe this woke right shit was a real thing.
Well, I was wondering from the moment I heard them chanting "America First, America First," I was wondering if it was a false flag. And now we got Antifa dressed exactly the same as the people that were saying that, holding their banner.
This is
it's
a LARP. This all looks wild.
It's a theater performance. It's a theater performance meant to give people who are looking for those far right guys an excuse to say, look, there they are. There's those far right guys. No, they're one and the same. They're in the same fucking group. They're federally funded.
These are MAGA Marxists. These are MAGA Marxists.
No, they're not MAGA Marxists. They're LARPing. They're role playing. Okay, they're theater performance kids. Maybe they're even sponsored by Soros.
Marxist.
Man, that's the Ohio.
This is idea. There's an idea people throwing around called the woke right lately, and I have no idea what it really means. It's like the other day when Dennis Sperling tried to say the black conservative extremists. I'm like, those terms are oxymoronic. I don't know what you mean. And so again, with the woke right, I'm not sure what people are referring to exactly.
Well, it doesn't have to make sense if it makes emotion. Okay. And a lot of what people are doing nowadays to try and discredit people with good logic and actually standing on principle is they're coming up with these fucking hit piece words like MAGA Marxist in order to create emotion. That's what they're doing.
Pretty good with MAGA Marxist.
Yeah, that's what Pastor was saying. He's saying they're MAGA Marxists. No, they're not. They're theater performance kids. They're maybe sponsored by Soros. They're definitely part of the.
Running around talking about they're MAGA Marxists. I didn't make this term up. They did. I didn't make this term up.
I didn't say you made it
MAGA,
up.
MAGA and Marxism don't.
I said that's what you were saying. Those were the words that came out of your mouth. That's all I'm saying. I didn't say you made it up. I didn't say you coined the phrase.
And then hold on, Pastor. I kind of contend the very notion that you hear all these people on the right talking about MAGA Marxism. You may have heard it, and I don't know in what context, but it's a ridiculous notion, and it's a double ridiculous notion for people on the right to be playing with.
How you gonna be a conservative giver?
A conservative Marxist, bro? How the fuck?
You have capital communism, conservative communism. Martin Luther King used to believe
capital
communism. There is no conservative communism.
Christian communism.
Capital communism and conservative liberal oxymorons out the ass. They love
communism has always
yes, you can.
Communism, Pastor, has always attacked the traditional church. So you calling something Christian? The only Christian communism are the gay churches out there, all these weird woke churches out there. But communism and Christianity are inherently enemies.
No, there's a big white church. The white people in the Christian community are arguing that Jesus was a communist.
Well, just because they're a congregation.
Those are the gay ass white niggas.
These aren't even gay. These are not gay white men. These are white men with families.
I don't even mean sexually. I mean several. I mean religiously
as a cover.
I mean they're religiously homosexual. They are intellectually homosexual.
Listen, I don't mean sexually.
They are gay in everything but blowing a guy. And so my point is, they are gay ass white niggas running all these woke churches, bro. That's just you just gotta accept the language. These are the terms. They're a bunch of gons. Gone is a race. Gone is not racially exclusive.
Well, they're congregation.
There's gay Asian woke niggas.
They are a congregation, but they're not actually a church, not in the sense of the true word church. And they can call themselves.
Which is our congregation too.
They can call themselves Christians, but they're not teaching. They're not teaching the message of Christ. They're teaching their own message, trying to convince people that they can be their own gods. They're not even Christian.
Again, they're heretics. Yes.
Okay, you can argue that, but they're still under the Christian banner.
They're not.
No, they're not. They're claiming to be. And
listen. I will take it a step further. The majority of your modern black churches aren't technically under the Christian banner either, bro. And this is something that you just have to use like discernment, I guess, to accept. But the modern church, hell, the Pope, the actual Pope of the Catholic Church, the other day, like a week or two ago, he said all religions are a path to God. That is heretical as fuck, and damn near no religion even operates on that term.
Hey,
like every other religion is equally valid.
I'm giving this to Pastor because you know what? With that being said, that means that the L. Gibbons community flies under the black moniker and banner.
Wait, God loves everybody, right?
Nigga, you late.
What these people are doing, what we've been talking about with the LGBT and the churches, or with MAGA and Marxism, all this role play theater bullshit is exactly how things get co-opted. That's what they did to the people in Israel with the Zionists.
Well,
That's
you got
exactly how they did that.
Can you be spiritually gay?
Because a true Israelite is of Abraham's seed, and there's a lot of people claiming that they are them, and they're not. Okay, the will is in the seed. If they didn't come from the patrilineal succession, then they're not of Abraham's seed. But because they're there, and because they've asserted themselves to be such, and they're in these positions of influence, everybody underneath them gets blamed for their fuckery.
Yeah,
wait.
Sure,
wait,
but
wait. Let me just say this real quick, because I got a bigger problem with y'all than religion. Religion just means which means again, legion, to come together again. Anybody could be a religion. Anybody can congregate. In Chicago, we call it mob action. 5 or more people together in one place, mob action, or congregation, right? We have fellowship. Fuck that. Sure. My question is, why do you guys risk sedition for chicken? Like, why would y'all be traitors over America because you're scared to get a cookbook? Like, that blew my mind. I was like, oh my God.
Hold on, slow that down. What are you referring to, Dirty?
Okay, he's talking about the woman
Asian
that was
girl with the chicken and potato stick. Why would y'all?
All he said is that he wanted to buy his own Asian slave so she can make him shit like that.
I know, instead of buying a cookbook and slapping the fuck out Keisha and locking her in. Look, bro, it's only.
I'm not loyal to Keisha either. Like, now you're forcing me to be loyal to Keisha. Who are you?
Keisha, any American chick. It's only aggravated kidnapping if she made it to the phone. That's it. Lock her in the basement with a stove. Make it work.
Just think
now
about
about where I acquire my sex slaves, bro. I feel so weird about this.
I think his warning goes right along with the warning that Manning Johnson gave about the white communist women, how they bed up with black men and get them in over their heads and then pretty much own them either through blackmail or some kind of coercion tactic.
Y'all always blaming black men for what y'all women do. The reality of it is,
Pastor, shut the fuck up. You can't straw man what I just said. Okay, you're gonna blow it out of proportion, and all you heard was me say black, and you stopped listening. And you forgot everything I said before then too.
You're damn right, because you said the blacks.
Yeah, and you got all
the white person
about it.
said the blacks. It's a fucking crime.
Pastor is under contractual obligation from the Council of Negroes. He has to say these things. Don't get upset.
Pastor, I promise you I won't say black anymore. I'll say Negro.
Is that okay? I literally sit up here and listen to you say white people this, white people that all the fucking time, dude.
I'm not racist. Look, so look at these Christian communists.
You soft little squishy pussy ass bitch.
Hold on. Pastor, big screen now. Let's play this video.
You said what?
Big screen it. I want to hear this video.
Being saved means joining a community.
Just a community?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think some people took it to mean that in order to be saved or in order to be a follower of Jesus, you needed to join a community like the Bruderhof. And that is not at all what I meant. I thought the title was actually quite self-explanatory, but then I showed it to my wife, Roxanne, and she said, yeah, that's a stupid title. So I changed it.
Yeah, I guess, maybe some people found it too prescriptive, or we are Americans, so we don't like being told.
We don't like being told
what the remedy is.
Right,
yeah.
Right. But I think, I am going to push back a bit and say, being a disciple of Jesus does mean being part of a community. It just does. You can't be a Christian by yourself. It means being part of the church, which is an embodied fellowship of people. Interest in sort of the economic.
Jesus's commands were political, and ultimately living in community is not about how it's constructed. It's about trying to be true to Jesus's teachings and commands. So, Rich, that was my initial reaction, was that communism is a word that shouldn't even be used in this book, let alone in the Christian context.
Now, let me stop you right there, Pastor. Let me ask, why would followers of Jesus feel the need to blend their Jesus followings with the writings of a man who had no association to Jesus whatsoever? How do these two things actually mesh together?
I'm telling you, I'm telling you, it's happening. It is happening.
I agree it's happening, and I also agree that they're just gay ass white niggas.
I second that.
Yep.
Now the husband did look a little soft. I'll give you that. He did look soft.
He looks like you know what? When I looked at him, suddenly a question popped into my mind. What do the Amish and the Mormons do with well, not the Mormons, they keep their gays, but the Amish, I'm pretty sure the Amish get rid of their gays, and he looks like one of the gays that the Amish just got rid of, and he still wants to go to church.
The Quakers keep their gays too. I heard.
There you go. So like, he's just like one of the gays that still like to go to church. I mean, you know, I don't trust his
they need
version
somebody
of
to
Jesus.
fluff the farm animals, man.
Bro, you are disgusting. I'm gonna kick you off for a little while. Fucking fluffing farm animals. Jesus, Lord have mercy. What do people do on the farm when nobody's looking? Jesus, Lord. Anyway, we're gonna back slowly away from what Snowman just said. That was incredible. Farm fluffing. I had no idea.
Karl Marx was a Mephistophelian Satanist.
There are so many different forms of communism right now.
No.
Yes, there
Communism is communism.
Yeah, like just because you put up a different banner or whatever, it's still under the same deal. It's not like Christianity where you have these different sects. People read the Bible differently. It pretty much still going to the same goals.
I mean, it's not even reading the Bible differently. It's applying non-biblical principles to the Bible, which should be your supreme source of principle.
Well, there are communists, but there actually is not and never has been communism. I'm not saying it's never been tried. I'm saying it's never delivered. It's never been achieved because it's utopian.
If you look at how America is set up with our churches, that shit is damn near close to capital Christian communism. Look how they really set up and how they play with each other, how they do things for free.
What are you even talking about?
Yeah, that don't make any sense. You're putting a bunch of stuff together that's antithetical to each other, and then
you realize this all can be linked together. Yes, they can.
No. You realize churches are private organizations by default, so there's legally a barrier between church and state, and in order for it to be proper communism, it has to be state orchestrated.
I was on communism. Communism is adamantly opposed. Communism is adamantly opposed to capitalism. So
that's your American view of it. That's not true.
Tell
that's the principle of the matter.
From the former Soviet Union that Pastor. Tell the people currently that living in China. Matter of fact, ask our new neighbors of Venezuela how good communism is.
Well, see, China is weird, right? Because the state uses communism for the people, but they also have to have a fundraising effort. So they use capitalism to fund the state as well.
So you need capitalism to have
China understood the flaws of communism, so they loosened up their communism, but they didn't loosen up the control, the totalitarian nature of their government that comes from communism. So they're just trying to make it work without giving up the power.
Ask North Korea.
Okay, wait. Here's the thing. There's a great example of communism, a phenomenal example of communism in America happens all the time, every day. Section 8. When you give everybody the same thing.
Socialism. That's socialism. Same kind of but different. They use that. They use that.
One at a time. Let him finish his point.
The genuine difference between communism, socialism, and globalism is, bro, you're just playing with words. How big the radius goes. Communism is every project building, bro. Socialism is the program that funds the communism. And globalism is what the communists believes they want. They want everybody to be poor. But they think if everybody poor equally, then we back on the farm, on Animal Farm. Projects are communism.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants
I think as far as socialism, Marxism, and communism are concerned, they all exist on a relative continuum. They're all connected to each other, but they're distinct in key ways. But again, you can't have one without the other turning into the final form. That's the continuum, right? So think of it like this. Marxism is the spirit of it all, right? Socialism is the attempted implementation of it all, and then communism itself is the final government control of that whole thing.
Exactly.
And so without the ideas of Marxism, you'll never have people who will implement socialist policies. And without the socialist policymakers, you'll never have the complete totalitarian socialist government. This is the continuum of it all.
Which comes back
So
to
God in the mix, you will keep people going. I think people that ran communism have figured out why you think China
Government is God, bro. Government is God. And in this context, government is God when it comes to socialism.
I get it, but why do you think China as a government wanted to go in and rewrite the Bible with AI and give their people and actually give it to the people?
Because government is God. That's why. That's literally why.
You have to mix God for government to be God.
Well,
so when you call something Christian communism, you're now understanding it's not actually Christianity at all. It's just communism masquerading as God, which is what it does.
It's called transhumanism. He warned you about that. And also, go ahead. My bad, Dirty.
So no. So there are people out here who root for globalism and communism, right? We can agree with that, right? Yale, like I've never seen a color not beg for social service programs, which is socialism, right? In Illinois, we have a 10-year, not day, 10-year waiting list to get quote unquote free housing, right? When you have such a large demographic begging for slavery by another name, I blame everything on True Hype because he ain't gave me a new name for slavery. That's all I want to say about that.
I think one of the issues that that happens is a lot of people don't understand how things used to work before the government decided it would feed and house all the people that were too lazy or too slow to do it for themselves. But before the government had all this social interest, the social interest had to get met in a lot of ways, and it took time. We didn't all live in a modern world, but one of the things that arose over time, like the idea of a hospital wasn't actually a government invention whatsoever. The idea of a hospital is a combination of two things, technically: a church and a hotel.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, it was the religious people who said that it is our duty to provide whatever assistance we could, and through that, bodies of knowledge began to accrue. So the medical field was established with hospitals and whatnot. But the idea is that if left to our own devices, we will figure out a way to solve things, or not, or perhaps not. But then, if you can't take care of yourself, do you really deserve an extended moment? You only got the moments you can fight for.
Question. We got all this information on updated diets, medical advances, and all that good stuff, but we still got people that want to inhale. What's that shit? These little fucking teenagers inhaling now. We got little fucking dumb fucks out here doing that shit. We got these fat ass people walking around. Thank you. We got these fat ass people that want to go ahead and eat seafood broils, eat these fucking McDonald's and all this other fucking garbage, junk food and shit like that, and had a nerve talking about they don't feel oppressed and they want body positivity. Then we got these Rainbow Brigade alphabet mafia motherfuckers. You basically can't say nothing about them. You can't touch them. You know what I'm saying? Pause. I mean, you can't put your hands on them in a violent way. You can't do none of that stuff because it's considered a hate crime. But guess what? They are causing more terror. The last 4 or 5 shooters has been them, but they are protected class, along with the so-called backbone of our community, the B-Dub.
Okay, wait. Here's the thing with that. Everything you say is true and right, depending on what your provenance is. There are places. There's still sundown towns in America. No colors allowed. There are
most
still
of them
places
here in Illinois. Yeah,
there's still places where gays aren't accepted. I think one of the worst things that I heard was a white man that worked for CSX Railroad, taking care of his family, who never had a son. He only had a daughter. And he was debating me about the validity of his daughter being in Boy Scouts, how he didn't want his daughter to be in Girl Scouts because they don't do anything. Boys do more. And I said, well, why don't you just copy paste it for girls? Let the girls be with the girls, let the boy, because the boys aren't going to be able to express themselves around girls. You're going to turn the boys gay. All the frogs.
Was he a boomer? Was he a boomer before you speak?
He wasn't even a boomer, bro. This was about 6-8 years ago. He was in his 40s then. I don't even know. He might be like
millennial.
Bro, no.
You just kind of touched on an idea or an observation I had recently. Female leadership, almost by definition, diminishes masculinity. Like it has to. There's no other way for female leadership to function if it doesn't, in some key capacities, diminish the masculinity that occupies the space around it.
Yo, why you got Alpha on the screen again? Now she really look like Alpha in this picture with the eyes closed, with the orange on. Man, you see the neck on this bitch.
I'm glad you woke me up. I was about to start pontificating about masculinity and female leadership. I'm put a pin in that. We're gonna come right back to that.
Yeah, put a pin in that because you can't be a man around a woman. There's no way.
Most of us here today, unless you are indigenous American, come from a family of immigrants. And yet, there's always been resistance by the old immigrants to the new people. There was the Know Nothing Party of the 1850s, the America First Nazi Curious movement in the 1930s, and now we have Donald Trump, who has decided to make fear-mongering about...
Real quick, we actually were Nazi curious back in the day. It was a hushed-up time in American history. Like, there were rallies in Madison Square Garden and all that. And it's just the now American we Socialist think Party. About what a lost opportunity. And I don't like to equate Nazi Germany to the American socialists that we have right now, because it doesn't seem to be exactly the same thing. But we'll talk about that.
Wasn't there an
on
American
another
Nazi party
platform.
back then too?
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah.
The Nazis are not the same as modern socialists. That's kind of what I'm trying to say.
The Nazi, the American Nazi campaign was actually behind the Jim Crow programs, which was the inspiration for young Adolf. Like, Adolf always gave America credit for his policy.
Yep.
About immigration, the center of his entire campaign, with fascistic rhetoric like promising the largest mass deportation operation in history and promising it would be a bloody story. And just to remind you, as we talk about this, border crossings are actually down to the lowest levels in 4 years. Violent crimes also way down across the country, and everything.
Okay, just because they're not arresting people or charging them doesn't mean the crimes aren't happening.
Exactly. Well, that's how they can say the crime is down. I mean, if the numbers are low, the crime is down, right? It doesn't matter if your baby mama just got robbed.
Wasn't that what that brother we had on earlier said, Hood? He was talking about how the crime was down because of that.
Bro, Chicago was known for being shooter city. Like, everybody, so when y'all think violence, y'all think Chicago. Chicago has a 25% arrest rate on violent crimes. 25%. And now they're trying to get rid of the cameras. So yeah, there's no violence. 75% of violence don't even exist, bro. Shout out to that.
It doesn't even.
This is what I was saying before, bro. You can't even trust the numbers no more.
You can't trust the people.
You hear on right-wing media to suggest otherwise is a lie. There is no migrant crime wave. Immigrants actually commit fewer crimes than people born in the U.S. They also don't eat pets. But the facts don't matter to Trump. Instead, he just keeps ramping up the rhetoric more and more every day.
These are killers. These are people at the highest level of killing that cut your throat and they won't even think about it the next morning. A lot of gang members, they take their gangs off the street. Like in Caracas, Venezuela, the criminals have all been brought to the United States. She let our American sons and daughters be raped and murdered at the hands of vicious monsters. She let American communities be conquered. They're conquering your communities. We have to get them the hell out of our country because they've ruined, they're ruining the fabric of our country.
At this point.
Did you ever hear?
I think
I
Trump.
said it from the start. This is advanced darkness. This is heart of darkness. This is the jungle drum. This is the fertility goddess of chaos. They're literally going to eat your balls. They're going to cut your fucking nuts off and eat them.
Whoa, what? They're gonna what?
Damn.
Kind of sounds like Nick Fuentes there.
It does. Fuentes is like a right-wing extremist version of Tim Pool.
Yep. Oh,
Wood, have you by any chance heard the conversation that Dr. Phil had with that guy from Venezuela, where he was actually telling this guy presented data to Dr. Phil showing him how the DHS has actually stated that Venezuela told them that they were emptying their prisons and their insane asylums.
It's probably not just Venezuela. That's what Trump just said that about Congo. I mean, what was that? What was that line I played from Trump earlier? He was like,
I'll see if I can find that.
He's like, oh, you come here from the Congo. Hey, where did you used to live in the Congo? Oh, in prison. Huh, how about that? Like, that's what they're doing, bro.
Yeah, but Hood, Fox News reported on it, and there was a report about the sheer number of criminals. And yeah, you could say it's a percentage of the people that's been over here, but come on, man. Like these people like to act like, oh, this is not happening or this is not a thing. When you have all these bodies piling up of women trying to get away from certain attackers, or like people dying in like drunk driver accidents. Come on, man. These people are just so disingenuous, man. It's not even funny.
Hey, yo, I think Trump and paying attention. You know what? Trump is going to be the most quotable, most meme-worthy president, and I think he's been watching how he been basically making bars now at every press conference and debate that he can get, so he can be basically put into the social media algorithm like crazy.
No,
That's what killed me about the debate with Kamala. People saying that he won the debate. I'm like, Kamala doesn't have a single quote from that debate that people are talking about. How can she win? Nobody likes anything she says.
You know the problem with
Well, she lied real bad about the guns because she said I'm a gun owner and I own guns and nobody's gonna mess with your guns. And then she went and talked to Oprah and said, well, we gotta do something about the long guns.
Then she fake said she was gonna shoot somebody if they broke in. Like, bitch, you got so many John Wick security guards in your house. You ain't shooting nobody.
Hey,
anyway, Dirty Folk was about to say something. Dirty Folk, jump in there real quick. We got cut off.
I mean, besides the fact that women hate violence, because women want to hit you and not get hit back, so of course they don't like guns unless they shooting you while you sleep. I'm looking at Joy Reid for whatever reason, and now I'm mad at y'all sedition chicken all over again. Once you bring them here, they become on fufu, right? So they doing all that chicken and potatoes over there. They come over here, bro. They want child support. There's something going on with the fact that all of your news come from women gays. That the people who seek comfort the most will put the most discomfort on everybody else and then blame you later. But whatever. That's a problem with your media, bro. Like, there's a problem that I can't talk to my favorite maker without somebody telling me that the white man trying to outsmart me. There's a problem with me not being able to be man first without being called anti-black. There's a problem with being a nationalist without being called a sellout to your people. Ain't my fucking people. I don't even like my family, nigga. Fuck you, my people. At some point, bro, there has to be a marketing campaign. Because I agree with you guys, even though I don't know what a conservative liberal is, or whatever y'all said. $30,000 is all it costs for a campaign. Black men need to make our own campaign, or whatever y'all want to call it. We need a parade. Me and Mr. O, we gonna make a parade. I don't care if it's just 12 people. We're gonna keep the camera real tight, make it look like it's a bunch of us. We're gonna go up Halsted Avenue, bro. Niggas need a campaign, a rally cry for people to get behind. Because right now we know every conspiracy theory, but niggas too scared to conspire. And I don't like that shit, because I don't like bald head black bitches, bro. I don't like fat bitches. I don't like I don't like bitches who can't cook. I don't like girls to talk or clothes. I don't like none of this shit.
A motherfucker just supposed to take and accept whatever the fuck you say because I'm a black woman. Bitch, shut up. The fuck out of here.
Plan is trying to scare people into voting for him, despite 2 of his 3 wives being immigrants. Recent polling has shown a majority of voters say they trust Trump more when it comes to dealing with the border. A man who doesn't know the difference between political asylum and an insane asylum, and whose plans to deport every immigrant or anyone who just looks like an immigrant would send our economy into a free fall. Because fear, whether real or irrational, can be an effective political tactic. The question now for America is, have we gotten to the point where we would destroy our own economy and walk willingly into a Hitlerian dictatorship because of the fear Donald Trump and his MAGA cronies are perpetuating solely for their own political benefit?
Well, real quick, the irony about her so-called Hitlerian dictatorship, this is unique perhaps for most communist governments, but Germany was booming until, war. The German economy was like, he made the Times magazine. He was like man of the year. He pulled off an economic miracle. Just saying, look it up.
How was this economic suicide when we're only getting poor people?
Money and put it into industry. Anybody can come up off that.
No, how did she get economic suicide when all these people are poor? Like, they're not trading partners. Like, what do we give from Venezuela?
Right.
You know what Venezuela was good for? No, this what Venezuela did. This is their claim to fame.
Oil.
During the Iraq War, we could no longer get gas from Iraq. Wink, wink. Right. So we set up Cesar Chavez to get the gas from Iraq, and then we get it from Caesar. And then Chavez got greedy, and now he's no longer Chavez. We're gonna miss everybody, and then everybody went broke.
Hold up, Venezuela's supposed to have their own oil economy, though. That's kind of the thing that was keeping Venezuela up. So I don't know, getting the oil from Iraq to go through Venezuela is what you're arguing?
That's what they did when we sent the contractors in, and they had this big policy: we're not gonna use Iraqi oil anymore, and they were burning the money with Saddam face on it and all that. Venezuela was getting the Iraqi oil. The contractors were sending it via Venezuela because it's a good cover, because they kind of known for oil and bananas, right? It was a good cover.
I mean that makes sense. Like, in a certain aspect, it's like the no boots on the ground, so they built a pier that washed away like a month later after they built it.
Well, no, not even that. Like, a lot of these countries have been under oil embargo at one point or another. The oil still gets sold. Like, all that oil doesn't just stop getting pumped, right? So, it's going somewhere.
Well, unless you're Venezuela that seizes the means of production, and then they basically sabotage themselves, shoot themselves in the foot, because all the competent people leave the country.
We've been at this for like 6.5 hours, and weird for me, I gotta actually be on site at 5:30 in the morning tomorrow, so we're gonna wind this show down pretty soon.
Gonna miss everybody. Look. I'll vote.
I want to go back to this clip. I love this clip.
I vote that we put.
I gotta finish your point.
I vote that we make Dave the ambassador of blacks. After I'm no longer black. After we get the rebrand done.
You breaking up horrible. I can't understand anything you just said.
You ain't hear
something about David and blacks.
He's gonna make Dave the ambassador of blacks after we get the rebrand in place.
After we get the rebrand, let Dave do his Pan-African thing, and then I can come through and save America by killing Dave, and then I'll be a hero. And Dave will be a martyr. They'll put you on T-shirts, Dave.
I'm gonna miss everybody.
You like Cesar Chavez, bro. You be the black Cesar Chavez, Dave.
Okay, good. I found it.
I wasn't gonna catch him. What are you doing, sir?
Hold on, Cyber.
Do you have your receipt?
When did you see me with a receipt, sir?
Well, I just want to make sure, man. You look like you were up to no good, and we don't play that in my store.
Are you serious?
I'm very serious, sir.
That's funny.
Let me see this.
He's like, what are you talking about? I just got some milk.
Why does he sound
Hey,
like Dave?
man.
All right.
We're the white supremacists now, bro. You guys got to pass some of that torch over to us, bro. We got to pick up the torch, though. It's on us. It's not really on y'all. It's on us. We got to be willing to accept the flame.
I saw you putting it down on Snowman as soon as he came in.
Listen, man, we got to be the white supremacists right now. There's too much shit going on, man. Y'all need a brown hand on that flame of white supremacy.
Y'all definitely had to extreme. You look like you're these whole black Nazis because they accused the governor of North Carolina of calling himself a black Nazi, and it looked like we out here being black Nazis.
Man,
Yeah,
like
well,
that Nazi thing,
you got the Disney explanation of World War II. That's why you wouldn't understand, bro.
Man, that Nazi thing doesn't make any sense, man. Like everything that's bad is Nazi unless we're talking about Azov Battalion. Then everybody all quiet. It don't make no sense, man.
Well, they were also adamantly against capitalism. Hitler hated capitalism,
which is why he was trying.
That might be true.
Well, he hated, not capitalism and like as earning. He hated the way the markets were manipulated. It was fake. It was fiat. They were like cooking the books, and that's why everybody got because
I mean,
the books had to be cooked. I'll cook you with them.
Let's just put it this way. He associated capitalism, and I don't think he really properly meant capitalism objectively, but he associated capitalism with the small hats. That was his real gripe. So that's really what the fuck was up.
But
that's
you know what's so weird?
Economy.
But you know what's so weird, bro?
Money.
To
no
reverse
one told them to take those loans.
To reverse, that's not even religious, bro. In religion, if you're a Christian, you're not supposed to charge interest. But to go in reverse real quick, when y'all was talking about the church, bro, you know the new pope is a rainbow, right?
Yep.
So him having rainbow policy.
And the Methodist Church split because of two lesbians. Well, she became the head priest, and then white men let her become. I mean, guess white men for Kamala let her become the head priest, and then she married her wife. And you know, the AME Zion Church, which is what black people mainly are, is under the Methodist Church that has a lesbian leader.
This is why I don't really give no validation to the black church as a broad concept.
Are you?
And I've said this before. No, I'm not, because I paid attention. I've been studying.
BLM, a bunch of lesbians convinced a bunch of black men to follow behind them.
I was like the first nigga that I know that was against BLM. I was trying to tell people about that shit in real time. They was like, "Nah, you bugging."
Hey, not really so much, Snowman. Like, yeah, a little bit, but you got like most of those women were complaining because there wasn't enough men at the protest. Because the dude's like, "Yo, what's the point of this?"
Yo, when it first came out, Snow, and I told you the story before, when they first started, they had a rally at Roosevelt University in Chicago, and guys had me come down there, and I went because they had free pizza and Fago, right? I like Fago, I like pizza. So, and they was like,
"You could be bought like that, you little whore."
Hey, bro, you gotta know my trigger. My trigger is not money and pussy, bro. My trigger is food, bro.
Fat bitches and food.
Not fat bitches, you motherfucking cracker. Anyway.
Go ahead.
Anyway, skinny girls eat the most. So always skinny bitches and food. Anyway, as the story progresses. And they kept saying, look, folks, everybody up here gonna be a dyke and a tranny. And they were not lying. And it was a transgender man talking about transgender crime and how everybody against him because he a transgender, but he lived in Boys Town by the name, you know what type area he is. And the reason they were attacking him is because he like, I only like straight men. I'm not a fag. Yes, you are.
That's crazy. Man. See, man, I don't even want to go down that road, but that is predatory behavior. That's why that should be happening. But yeah, that's terrible. That's terrible.
Hey, you know another thing about those meetings? Because I listened to a dude that went to like maybe 2 of them, and he was saying that if you were a straight dude, especially if you were a straight dude, dudes in particular, but especially straight dudes, if you said anything, they'd be like, "Yeah, we can't center this meeting around you. In fact, you got to sit at the back of the room and be quiet."
Not for that. I mean, I feel like that's the prime place for like if you straight in that room, somebody gonna try you.
Am I the only?
I don't even mean like aggressively on some jail shit. Nigga gonna be like, let me take you shopping on some Diddy shit.
Am I the only one that's going to point out that this shit sounds suspect every time. That all the gay stories that Dirty has.
Yes.
That was not a gay story. That was a Black Lives Matter story. That had
Every
nothing to
Black
do
Lives
with
Matter
what
story
was
is gay, but
right, but
I'll let that off the hook.
Right, I wasn't directly part of that story, Snow. That was not a,
Well, no, we went down this path talking about why the men don't show up to these rallies. And so, I mean, these are the explanations. Because, black women to this day, if you follow them on the internet, they'll say shit like, oh, we always show up to protest for y'all. Like, yeah, of course it's you and a bunch of gays, because that's what y'all do. You and your gay friends go party and call it politics. Like, straight men don't show up for that shit.
Yeah, but if the men didn't die though, if the men didn't die, they wouldn't have anything to like be the topic or whatever to be able to use as leverage.
Yeah, straight men die, women and gays party, and money rains on them. It's a weird game, isn't it? This is why we call it a death cult.
Endorsements, they get nonprofits.
I would like to point out real quick, though, also that Dirty is the only dude that we know of that was in a gay relationship and didn't know it.
No, I'm not. There's a whole the Lakers game and didn't know he.
I don't want you guys to muddy up the waters of what was otherwise a pristine stream.
No, we're not. We're not. Look, Snow. I'm not the only. I didn't say it didn't happen. I'm just saying I'm not the only. It's a lot.
No,
of
you're the only one we know.
Let's just see. You know what? I gotta remember to separate y'all. You're like the two bad kids in kindergarten. You can never sit them next to each other and shit. God damn it! This is why we about to end the show anyway, because it's almost 7 hours. I put in a whole work day over here. You guys are ruining my work day.
Well, look, I'll tell you right now. I've never
seen you put in a whole 8 hours, so I'm proud.
Now I can't wait to punch out.
I'll tell you guys right now. I've never been in a gay relationship, and if I was, I didn't know it.
Well, that last caveat kind of.
Hey, I can't believe you just used that for verbiage, Hood. You punching out, huh?
I'm punching out, bro. I'm punching my clock, man. I'm done. I'm putting in my 8 hours. 7 hours. I get the free one on lunch, so we're just gonna call it an even 8.
Didn't you hear like just a couple months ago who said this is his black job?
Yeah,
I did say that. It is one of them actually, technically.
Yeah. But Snow, to be fair, those are the type of situations I realize that black is for women, gays, and felons. I'm like, hold on, I died, you get paid. So, but I can't even be like, yo, my man died, give me some money. Oh no, we don't support black men.
You get a mural and t-shirts. You get a mural and t-shirts.
Hey, not to switch subjects too much, but hey, Dirty, why is Jesse Smollett?
I don't know why he in the news. You cut out, but I don't know what happened.
The Supreme Court.
Well, start over. You dropped out for a second.
Jesse Smollett's in the news for some reason.
Right now?
Yeah, about the state Supreme Court.
Resident gay man.
I have no idea why he's in the news, bro. And I'm not even gonna look it up. I don't even care.
Hopefully he's being indicted for hoaxing a hate crime.
Ain't he tied to Kamala too?
He got. I know he got ties to the Bidens.
He's tied to the Obamas.
Yeah. Or I said Biden's. The Obamas. Yeah. My bad.
Hey, yo, who should look this story up? Kamala and Trump, Greg Abbott, and Ken Paxton, they all fighting over some lizards in West Texas. They're making the Democrats are making these lizards an endangered species. I'm gonna tell you why. Because these lizards, if you don't get rid of them, a lot of them come around and they get into the oil reserves and they really mess up stuff. So the Texans in West Texas are getting rid of these lizards, but because Kamala and Biden want to hurt oil. I know oil prices have went down, but they're fighting oil on the low key in West Texas with some fucking lizards. They want the lizards to go wild and pretty much clog up and mess up the whole. You should look this story up. It's quite.
So why don't some lizards want to support some lizards?
Well, Pastor, it don't even have to be that though. You use the environmental restrictions, like the FAA people are trying to go after Elon right now and trying to make him wait 6 months between rocket fires, and all the studies from EPA thing when he has a better say. And they have like another thing with his safety record, but he has like the best safety record out of all like aircraft companies in the country. And in fact, he's about to launch his space shuttle to go save them 2 astronauts.
The way they have weaponized environment, like forget like controlling the weather, the way they have weaponized the environment with this green stuff is quite interesting. I'm telling you, whoever thought that they could use lizards to go after like whole states?
Yeah, but I mean, anything could be an attack vector, though. Anything and everything can be.
It sounds kind of far-fetched, though, because if something is abundant enough to be a nuisance, how could it be an endangered species?
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. But they just, you should look into the story. I might do a little. I might talk about it a little bit later.
But they're going after those bleeding heart liberals, aren't they? They're like, oh, they're endangered species.
And here's the power of the black man, the white woman. Shout out to the white woman, because they always trying to save some shit. Like I didn't think about it till I heard Patrice O'Neal say it, but white women are always trying to save some shit. My guy, Philip Jackson, rest in peace.
Except for their own marriage.
They don't care about shit. No, but here's the thing, and we talked about this before. They always want to save everybody but their man. Like black women live for the love of white men and gay men and Mexicans, and
they live for the love of every other man but their own.
Right. So
it's not even love though.
But so what happens is, if you can mobilize white women to speak articulately about a crime and make it legal, you're on to something, right? Like even when Pastor was talking about the lizards, I'm thinking like, I'm pro man, so I got to be pro child to be pro man. I got to be like, yo, I'll take your kids because these men ain't shit. I can't be like, yo, I'm taking the kids because you don't love them. Like I'm listening, y'all, and I'm trying to get it, man. I need a council. We need a marketing council, man, on how to double speak.
A round table,
bro. But anyway, answer the question in the chat. Jesse Smollett got convicted, then he got sentenced to 364 days in jail, which is in county jail. Because if you went to the penitentiary in Illinois, 1 year in the penitentiary only equals 61 days, right? That's 61 days that you pay for the whole year.
Yeah.
So he wanted him to do time. Gave him 364 days in county jail. They put him on suicide watch. He ran out of court talking about I am not going to kill myself. I do not feel suicidal. I do not feel suicidal.
You know what? Go ahead.
He checked in, and he went through processing, and at midnight they let him go. So he got what do you call it?
House arrest.
Not amnesty. No, nothing. Tim Fox just let him go.
Yep.
Oh, you got like what like probation or something?
No.
They even put him on house arrest.
What they call that shit when the governor call you and let you go?
Clemency.
He got clemency in 24 hours.
Yeah, but I didn't know. I don't think Kim Fox could do that.
Yeah, she can. You know why? Because he's tied with Kamala Harris. You forgot 6 years ago he was with a DEI. He was probably at that damn rally in that video that they kept on showing her basically protesting about the borders.
Yeah, but
he was right there.
Yo, but he's in the news again in this little blurb. I can't open it up without like going away from this page or whatever I'm on. But apparently he's been ordered to like surrender his passport or something like that because he's a flight risk.
Probably have to do that Diddy shit.
I was just about to say that too.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Look what I just found. We're gonna end on this.
Oh my God!
Right here.
Man, the world's the room's gonna blow
before
up.
The Arabs went there and bought the blacks from the other blacks. Blacks were treated worse in Africa by other blacks.
I thank God for slavery because I wouldn't want to be African. I don't give a damn about Africa. Yeah. I'm glad they came and got our motherfucking ass up out of Africa. I don't attach myself to Africa. I'm a proud American. Yeah. So I don't say my mama say all things work for the good of those who love the Lord and is called according to his will and his purpose.
Absolutely.
Slavery was a good thing. Yeah, they rescued our motherfucking ass. I would have hated to grow up in Africa. I ain't bullshit. And what we were there now, man, fuck that. I'm so proud of slavery.
So do you have perfect peace? within?
If I don't, I'm gonna smoke some weed, get my dick sucked.
What? In Africa, before the Arabs went there and bought the blacks.
The clip reset right after that.
Yes, he's like, you said that.
That's
Did you just
not
say
an
that?
answer I expect to hear on the Jesse Lee Peterson show.
What?
Yo, Charleston White's a prophet. I don't care what nobody say.
You know what, Charleston White?
Yeah.
Charleston White is me if y'all made me more popular. You know what? And I always say slavery was the best time in American history for black women. But
Quit
black
trying
women
to be
hate
Kanye
everything.
before Kanye.
Yeah, you know the problem with Kanye? Kanye is so Kanye that Kanye be Kanyeing too hard. Like, so you missed the message.
Are you saying Kanye himself?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kanye will Kanye some shit. Like, they be like, he a genius. And then you listen to him like, what the fuck is he talking about? And then
you know what this sounds like? This sounds like Rick and Morty, where you're like the rickiest Rick that ever ricked.
The rickiest Rick that ever ricked.
Kanyeing too hard. Like when he said slavery is a choice, it was, right? And but I understood it because I've been yelling for years, matriarchy is slavery, right? So I got it. But most people like, no, slavery by nature is forceful. Let me explain something to you. People that were, it's like, and I know, look, y'all ain't, this ain't the Israel Mill show, but people in
we over here actually know there's 50 states in America.
People living through slavery, in slavery, took pride in their plantation, right? It was almost like a sports team, like my house better than your house. And people think that's bad, and it could be bad to be a man that doesn't want to own shit. Until you go to 2024 and realize 74% of men don't want to own shit. You'd be like, oh, okay. Slavery gave people a skill set and a purpose. Slavery protected them. When slavery was over, Jim Crow became some of the worst time in American history.
When slavery was over, all they did was rebrand slavery as a ranch hand,
as a sharecropper, as a prisoner, whatever. But
slavery,
when you look at what happened, not the mythology of it, when you look at what actually happened, a bunch of black women trying to have beige babies, a bunch of plantation pride, a bunch of sharecropping, like I'm just stay here. You don't stay where you're abused. You can ask any man with a black mom why he went to college or the service and never came back home. You don't go back to where you're abused. So the fact that they stayed means that the conditions weren't as bad as people want to talk about. You can show me an old slave house and I'd be like, yeah, but they were made in like 1690. That was the modern house for the day. They didn't have indoor plumbing. Everybody had an outhouse. They try to mythologize. I'm not saying slavery was good or bad. I'm saying the mythology of it takes away what the truth of it was. And the truth is most people weren't even slaves. There were way
dirty
more
folks. No, I was trying to jump in right there when you said most people aren't even slaves. I think that I want to end on that point right there. We are going to wrap this show up today, man. Thank you to everybody who stepped up on the panel, man. Appreciate all the pushback and any counter narratives people want to put up here. You know, it's always welcome. We all have great conversations up here. Thank you for supporting the show. You guys been more than amazing today. I thank y'all so much. You know, this is my other black job, but I got to go get up and I got to get up real early for my real black job tomorrow. So, you know, I will see you guys. Huh?
What is a black job, sir?
Will you pick up this link in the back?
I do for money.
Will you pick up this link in the back when you close it out? It's what I was talking about, the interview with Dr. Phil and Victor.
Drop the link real quick. Let's get out of here. Drop it in the back chat while we're up here.
All right, I got a timestamp there. That's the exact instance that I was talking about, but you could check out the whole thing if you want to. It might inspire you for another show.
Yeah, I'll check it out. We'll get back to that. But guys, I do have to run. Thank y'all for being up here. Thank you to everybody who supported the show. I do want to leave you with one final clip. You're gonna like this, so don't leave just yet. Don't get all uptight and run out the door just yet. It's like that. It's like watching a Disney movie. You gotta wait for that last thing at the end of the credits.
It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done.